gone. So when it comes out again, people have to re-remember that it exists, get into a habit of watching it again, and that just is so frustrating, as this show is just getting fire, and suddenly we're just gone again. And this isn't a case of like something long like Owl House, where they have 20 episodes in total, and you get 10 episodes apiece before they go on a mid-season break. This is 4. It was around for less than a month, and now people have to jump back in again later. This whole situation just feels weird to me. It's been good, but now it feels like we're have to restart this whole process all over again in a month or so, which is frustrating. This show is definitely gonna stick the landing, the wait isn't too long, and holy shit that last episode. Holy shit that last episode.
You gotta be...
Seeing Mark hug his dad after everything that's happened, only to be mad, only to be more mad when he found out his dad got freaky with a bug and made another kid, it's really good. It's also really funny to me how Mark's brother looks more like him than their father. Like, we knew Nolan's genes were dominant, but this is crazy. It was great seeing Mark cave as he realizes even if he doesn't like his dad, and it's complicated, he will do anything to help people. And Omni-Man's lonely journey through the galaxy as he struggles with what to do with himself, which also mirrors Debbie's own soul searching, that desire to find purpose after losing what they thought was their whole reason for existing. With the show visually conveying on how they dabbled with the idea of maybe potentially not being here anymore, with them ultimately sticking around just long enough to find a new sense of purpose. Omni-Man with his fresh start, and Debbie recognizing that for all the lies Nolan told, she did a great job in raising Mark, and may have saved the world in the process. So while it may hurt, she'll always have that, so the last 20 years weren't a complete waste or a complete lie. I like but don't love Omni-Man finally coming into his humanity here, recognize that sentient life is valuable regardless of what they look like. I do like how quick this is, because it does feel like something that Omni-Man has been on the cusp of acknowledging for most of the series, with his massacre in the finale being more about convincing himself that humans are insignificant than him trying to indoctrinate Mark. So after a few months and a reset followed by the only massacre he didn't cause, yeah, I do think that would be enough to get him there. It's not the most cathartic or impactful moment, but Mark's line here about how this is how he should have felt on Earth hits so hard that it makes up for almost everything. And the fight with the Viltrumites was brutal. I've been kind of disappointed that we haven't had anything close to the greatness that was Adam and Eve's fight. I think what we got here... great. It's a good display of the durability and just how monstrous the Viltrumites are, with Mark spending most of his fight getting his shit rocked, as he's the only guy here not going for the kill. Plus, he's not used to fighting people that can actually take his full strength. Or at least people who will fight back and not just immediately wipe the floor with him. The Viltrumites, they were all brutal, and the show does a great job just making you think that, yeah, the only way to stop these guys is to kill them, else they will come back. This sets up a nightmare scenario for Mark, as Viltrum gave him his father's mission, which we know he's not going to follow through on this. Doesn't matter how many multiverse timelines it shows, this Mark is a true hero, and he's not going to kill a bunch of people just so someone else can go and conquer them. With Viltrum potentially coming back and Mark having to fight them, and his dad isn't around to do the dirty work for him, it begs the question of, do you guys think that Mark is capable of killing? I know there's a huge stigma against this for superheroes like Superman or Batman, but while there's a definite character reasons for them to be against it, for a show like this, while it's not great for a paragon like Mark, I can definitely see him go through with it to stop the bad guys. He's accidentally or been used to unalive people before, so he is painfully aware of the consequences and the stakes of failure. I can see him go through with it, though I don't think he'll ever get used to it or be really liberal with its use. Some villain on the street, yeah, he'll bring him to jail, but when he has a world ender like the Viltrumites, it does feel like death is the only real solution outside of some dream scenario where they can capture them. It's interesting and fascinating, and I'm curious to see how far they'll take this. Also, shout out to Eve. She's going through it. Not sure where her story is going, but here's to see it play out, as she thought she was on top of the world, and now consequences are coming to get her. Though I do hope they speed up her and Mark hooking up.
Donald, where the hell are you? We've got a situation.
Also, I don't really care about Donald, but I am fascinated to know what's going on with him. I don't know if he's one of these corpse soldiers, a clone, a robot, or some kind of Mark Donald hybrid Cecil's been cooking up. We're gonna find out, and I am curious for it. Overall, loving the show. The lack of a major mystery or hook in the general episodic adventures of this early season does make it feel like the release schedule for this season kind of just the worst thing they could have done. Like season 1, they may have been able to get away with this, but after seeing how much season 1 benefited from just week week to week till it was done, it's frustrating to see them do this show dirty like it is. Though if that's what the animators need, that's what they need. If people are getting mad, they should be mad at the company, not the people making it. And that speaks to the greater need for those who actually work on the product to have more of a say on when these shows actually start airing. Just look at what happened to Mappa. And I'm fully confident that while it may have started just a little bit slow, it is going to have a banger finale. The finale for this show is going to be insane, so we just gotta hold our breath and wait to see things play out, then resent everyone who binges this show as they just had it so easy versus the week-to-week crowd. I know, this is a me problem, and I accept that. But tell me what you all thought of Invincible so far. Are you loving it? Is it just okay? If you know what's going to happen in the comics, keep those secrets to yourself. The anime onlys are trying to enjoy the show in peace. Also, remember to like, share, and subscribe, as that's a thing. It doesn't really matter cause algorithm, but it does make me feel nice. So if you would be so kind, love you all, peace out.
Today we are going to be watching Netty Prudes Must Die by the coveted folks over at StarKid. I have been a long-time StarKid fan, and I'm very much excited because I actually haven't properly, completely watched it. But I've seen snippets of it, I've seen clips from it, I've seen TikToks, I've seen probably the first 10, 15 minutes, and then I went, I have to watch this with chat. I can't do this on my own. What am I gonna do without the emotional support of chat? So here we are. We're going to enjoy this great show together. I also recently watched a deep dive into the Trail to Oregon musical, and that entire thing, so that was iconic, and I really appreciated it. We are going to be watching, and I'm going to be pausing it from time to time to give my thoughts, to give my feelings, but I hope we are settled in and ready for a long stream, because this is 2 hours and 26 minutes, and we're gonna give some vibes, we're gonna give some perspectives, and we're gonna give some chat, because we're all about transformative content here in this channel, and here on this account. We do not want to become a React Andy. That's not what we're doing here on this page.
I think it's important to learn about what I wasn't taught. Thriving has helped me teach my kids about financial stability and decision making.
Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you're well. My name is Mark, and today we're checking out some more relationship stories, and if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too. Let's crack on with today's first story, which comes from Fit Interview 9591 and says, am I the arsehole for cancelling Thanksgiving dinner? I am 33, female. This year I have been sick on and off, and I'm not in great shape for travelling. Nothing serious, I am just exhausted, and my husband and I decided not to spend Thanksgiving with our families this year. Also, his parents are on a cruise, and mine are spending Thanksgiving with my brother and his wife at her parents' house. So everyone is happy and no one is being left alone for Thanksgiving. Since we had a group of friends in town that aren't travelling for Thanksgiving, we decided to hold a Thanksgiving dinner and invite a total of 10 friends over. Have everything prepared and actually ordered a Thanksgiving meal for 15 people. I like extra food, so it really feels like Thanksgiving, and then everyone can take some when they leave. We ordered because I feel physically too weak to pull off a Thanksgiving meal for this many people, and my husband can't do it alone either. We were both looking so much forward to Thanksgiving dinner. One of my friends of 5 years has been going through a tough period recently, and I wanted her to come, especially since it would be really weird that she is in town and is not invited. However, my friend, let's call her Tina, has been engaged to her fiancé Max for over 5 years. Since before I met her. So me and my husband have always hung out with Tina and Max as a couple. This past year, Tina told me that she has a crush on Max's friend, Tom, whom we all know well but aren't friends with. I tried to support her and be a good friend, but since she was trying to tell me details about how she was flirting with Tom when he would go over and how they touched each other, etc., I told her that I wasn't comfortable to hear the details and that it wasn't fair that she would put me in this position since she wasn't breaking up with Max and I had to see him again, which made me feel like a liar even though I had done nothing wrong. She was upset at me but understood and apologized. With time, I perceived that things advanced between her and Tom, while she's still being engaged to Max. When she would complain about her personal life was a mess, I tried many times to tell her that this is super wrong and she should come clean to Max, either to try and work things out or break up. I think she understood that she didn't have my support in this, so she stopped talking about it altogether. We kept hanging out with her and Max, and I thought and hoped she solved things and cut it out with Tom. We invited Tina and Max for Thanksgiving, of course. Now, here is where the problem starts. This Friday evening we're out with a group of friends, including Tina and Max, and I was surprised to see that they invited Tom too. Max said something about Tom being closer to them and often going to their house. I didn't like hearing that, but none of my business. However, towards the end of the evening, our friends were talking about how they cannot wait for the Thanksgiving dinner, and Tina told Tom, "You should come too." She invited him to my house, my party, knowing full well that I don't support whatever cheating fuckery she is doing with him. Tom said he would love to, and in that moment I just couldn't speak. My husband said it was a great idea, and that sealed the deal. Important piece of info. My husband knows nothing about what is going on with Tina and Tom because I wanted to respect her privacy. I didn't want to tell her secrets to anyone, including my husband. After Friday night, I had been feeling sick to my stomach and so mad, so I decided to cancel the Thanksgiving party from being at our house and asked one of my friends if she could hold it instead if I sent all the food there. I purposely chose one friend that doesn't know Tom at all and wasn't with us on Friday evening. So, since he is not in the original text group where we sent the invitation, he is not invited. Tina was furious with me and sent a long message saying I had no right to do that, just to uninvite Tom, because I have no idea what has happened between them since I refused to hear the details. The audacity and the disrespect. I'm thinking of cutting her out of my life, but I first need to calm down and thought to ask everyone here if by any chance I am the arsehole and overreacting. And we're starting the comments with Sinner, who says, "Not the arsehole, cut her out of your life. It's bothering you to the point you cancelled Thanksgiving and posted on Reddit. You fundamentally disagree with what she is doing and you shouldn't compromise your values to keep a relationship with her while she cheats and eventually gets caught." OP replies saying, "Thank you. I must say that she's been a good friend to me over the years, so it weighs on me to cut her off. But she is being so toxic and unfair, it breaks my heart." Disastrous Oven says, "Oofed. So you will not be attending the dinner at all. I would tell my husband since Tina invited Tom. He should know why you're upset and get his opinion. The issue is people love drama. I bet Tina is going to tell friends why you moved the party, or her version at least. She is not your friend. Who invites their probable lover to another's home holiday dinner party? Not the arsehole, it is messy. Loop in your husband." OP responds saying, "Thank you for this. My husband is actually sad that we're going to miss Thanksgiving since it is the holiday he loves the most. I only told him that we should cancel and didn't tell a lie. But he presumed that it is because I don't feel well. So that is withholding the truth from him, and you are right. I shouldn't keep her secrets or respect her privacy anymore since she can't even respect my wishes and invites people at my home. I must specify that she had been a good friend to me over the years, but this last year has been a complete shit show. For example, she hasn't once asked how I feel, knowing that I've been more sick than well. Also, she has been sulking about me not wanting to hear details about this thing. So toxic. I'm wondering, should we just go to the dinner? It would make my husband happy and no one would think it's weird, because just the location of the party changed, but everyone is there. My only concern is that she might act up and give me anxiety, which I don't need right now." 8am says, "It is understandable that you feel upset and betrayed by Tina's actions, especially after expressing your discomfort with her situation." OP says, "Thanks. I am also worried I've overreacted because I've been quite sick for the entire year and my emotional state is not the best. But I did feel very betrayed by her for not checking on me first and doing it in front of everyone, so I couldn't refuse. If I had done that to her, she'd have probably blurted out in front of everyone, 'No, because he is your lover.'" Shadowbane replies that and says, "You're not the asshole for changing the Thanksgiving plans, though you will be if you keep aiding her cheating by not saying anything. If the roles were reversed, you would want to know, and despite the potential drama, you're currently contributing to the harm to Max by not wanting to hear it, or saying anything to someone you have a friendship with. Help him get out of a bad situation before it gets worse, as it's clearly doing. Opie says this makes me feel so guilty. I just don't know where to draw the boundary between being honest with my friend's fiancé and mingling in their life by giving unsolicited help. I do think about this all the time though. Shadowbane responds to that and says, which is fair. I've been there before, but after it blew up in my face and I lost a good friend, I've personally found that if someone does try to bring you in on something that you find absolutely wrong and it makes you sick, saying something and washing your hands of the awful person is typically the best course for your own health. I'm sure the stress of having to hold this secret you should have never known about is hurting you as well. Did it to add on. The bright side is, once you do that, cheaters won't tell you anything anymore because they know you won't keep it a secret, so two birds with one stone in my opinion. Opie responds saying, lol, that is a very good point. Sorry you had to go through this too. It really sucks. I'll never understand why people cheat. It's not that hard to break up. The moment you start having feelings or even thinking about someone else, you do some deep soul searching to understand why. Tell your partner, clean breakup, and then explore things with the person you like. Of course, things might not go well and you'll be losing security for practically nothing, but that is the price you pay if you're not happy and want to explore things. People are so selfish in wanting to keep someone as a backup if their explorations don't go well. And a lot of people were just saying, this person doesn't deserve any kind of privacy at all because they're potentially cheating on their partner, if not physically, certainly emotionally. And of course, the usual answer which comes from everyone in a story like this, that you need to tell the person who's being cheated on about it. And, I certainly agree with that. The person doesn't deserve to be treated that way, but I can totally understand OP, why it would be a concern, how to tell the person, what dramas are going to bring onto your door, etc, etc. I totally get that. OP's the one that's going to have to live through this situation afterwards. Would you consider that person a friend? I think someone to put you in that position and lay all that at your feet, I wouldn't consider that person a friend. They put you in a very, very shitty situation, and a situation where they're trying to get you to hold their secrets, and it's just bloody awful in my opinion.
I am the ghost of Cashback Past, here to help you save with Rakuten.
We'll shop the sales.
Yes, and get up to 15% cashback on top of sales for even more.
But OP does come in with an update and says, very shortly summarized. A friend of 5 years, Tina, told me about a year ago that she was flirting and holding hands underneath the dinner table, etc. with Tom, who is a friend of her fiancé, Max. I expressed contempt and told her I do not need to know. We didn't speak about it again. I didn't tell my husband about this to protect Tina's privacy, but also because I was going through a lot health-wise and had other priorities. Fast forward, Tina proceeded to invite Tom, potential lover, to my Thanksgiving dinner without my consent, in front of my husband, our friends, and Max, so I couldn't say no. I was mad and cancelled the dinner, asking my friend, who doesn't know Tom, to host it. So he got automatically uninvited. This got Tina livid. She proceeded to practically bully me with texts over 3 days, telling me stuff ranging from, you're not a good friend because you don't want me to be happy. By happy, she means having both her fiancé and her potential lover together in my house. 2, you are a professional failure because you didn't get that job you wanted. 2, I'm glad you got sick and fat so I don't have to hear anyone anymore talk about how good you look. Given all the drama, it didn't make sense to keep it a secret from my husband, so I told him. He decided that it is better that we tell Max, not only because he deserves to know, but also because we will cut her, or them if they stay together, out of our lives, so Max will have questions anyway. We decided to do it after Thanksgiving, and we were trying to decide if to tell Tina beforehand, so she could tell him first if she wanted to, or if to have them together and talk about it, the 4 of us. This was so Tina wouldn't feel it was backstabbing situation. Not that she deserves any grace at this point, but for basic human decency. We decided we would go to the Thanksgiving dinner and not provoke any drama so that the night wasn't ruined for the rest of our friends. There was no reason to believe that Tina would cause any scenes, because she was chatting very normally on the group chat and even joking about something I said, even though separately she was sending me rageful messages. Cringe. However, this late afternoon I learned that she created an additional group chat and told our friends that I'd been spreading lies about her to them, and anything I had told them was a lie to make her look bad. I had not told them a word. My plan was to simply communicate to them that I had cut Tina out of my life after I did it. without providing any details other than saying that she tried to involve me in situations that made me uncomfortable. I also had planned to tell them that they didn't need to choose between me or her, and that we could still hang out and I wouldn't mind to skip the events where they wanted to invite Tina. Not optimal, but the best I could have done. In addition, she asked them to choose between her and Max and me and my husband, because she couldn't stand to be in the same friend group as me anymore after I ruined her life. Needless to say, my friends were super confused. They reached out to me. Most of them have known me for over 20 years, so they know that I don't spread lies. I showed them all the messages and told them everything. A friend who is hosting tomorrow said that apparently Tina had asked if her and Max could bring a friend, most probably Tom. After an hour-long conversation with my friends, we decided to tell Max collectively today and not have them join the dinner tomorrow. Only Max if he wanted to. One of the friends called Max and told him we all needed to speak with him and to come alone. He showed up less than 20 minutes later, lives only 15 minutes away, with Tina. She was already in rage mode and started yelling at everyone. We managed to tell him through a lot of drama and denying. Turns out he had a hunch and didn't want to admit it to himself. Turns out also they are both pieces of shit because he was apparently in a serious relationship with Tina's friend before leaving her for Tina. We were all glad they're out of our lives. In a last low blow, Tina told me in front of everyone to take care of my marriage instead of her relationships, because according to her, when she and Max lived with us for a few months, they had some financial issues. She had an affair with my husband. Of course, I don't believe it, but it left such a bitter taste. And someone did ask OP below, they said about, what did your husband say about his alleged affair with Tina? And OP said that he wanted to throw up and asked her to provide proof, any proof, which it doesn't sound like she did. And you know, obviously cutting this person out of your life is completely the right thing to do. She sounds unhinged. It always leaves me wondering what they were like in the past. I'd love some more background information on this person. OP said that they were a good friend prior. So this sudden switch and to be abusive and toxic towards the OP is madness. You know, I shouldn't be shocked by it. We've seen it time and time again about how people flip like that to defend themselves. I think it's just pretty sad. But now I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this one? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And let's move on to another story.
Just toss, cuddle, and brush it off. Brush it off with Bounce Pet.
And our next story comes from the Am I the Arsehole subreddit. Doesn't have an update as yet from Gloomy Isopod 8132 and says, am I the arsehole for poisoning housemate who ate my food without my permission and ended up in the ER? I, 19 male, recently moved into a shared place and there is someone who keeps stealing my food. At first I thought it was just a mistake, but even my leftovers were being eaten. It was very clear that the person was doing it on purpose. I spoke to my housemates about how I'd prefer to be asked first, but they were nonchalant about it and none of them admitted doing it. I haven't caught anyone in the act, so I just tried to ignore it as it only happened every couple of days or so. A few days ago, I came home from work with a carton of eggs that I found while dumpster diving and some bread. I wanted to give the eggs the water test first before eating them, just to make sure that they are safe to consume, but I was too tired and went to bed early without eating. The next day, I found out that one of my housemates got so sick he ended up having to go to the emergency room. My eggs were not in the fridge where I left them, but I saw the carton and shells in the trash and my bread was opened. I had a hunch that it was him because there was a possibility that the eggs had gone bad, but I was annoyed at the fact that he helped himself to my food without asking. When he came back, I asked him if he had eaten my eggs and bread, but he denied. I then said, okay, but I hope whoever ate them doesn't get sick, as you did, because I found the eggs in a dumpster. His face immediately dropped and he looked visibly uncomfortable. He got angry and went from saying that he may have consumed the food by mistake as he wasn't paying attention and doesn't exactly remember, and accusing me of poisoning him. He said that it's a health hazard to bring such food in communal spaces without warning everyone first, as it's not uncommon for people in shared spaces to eat other people's food by mistake. He hasn't spoken to me since then, and my housemates are siding with him and called me disgusting for doing that. A part of me feels like I wasn't doing wrong because they were my eggs that I was fully intending on eating. I didn't think that I had to warn people against eating food that didn't belong to them. But I also do feel bad and guilty that he got sick. So Reddit, please tell me if I was in the wrong. Edit, just to clarify, because I see comments that suggest I may have done it on purpose. I didn't. I've been dumpster diving for some of my food recently, so I was fully intending on eating it, just like I have been eating the food that I've been finding while dumpster diving. I tried to exercise caution and thankfully it hasn't made me sick yet, but he's not eating it. I was probably going to end up in the ER myself because I was obviously going to eat it. I didn't randomly do it just to try and bait and catch whoever has been eating my food. Food poisoning is not a joke. As I said, I just moved recently and I'm just trying to get on my feet. I also understand that although I make sure to wipe my food first, ultimately it is gross to put food that comes from a dumpster in a communal fridge or pantry and will not continue to do so. I will just put it in my room from now on. And we'll start off with Dr. Agnes L, who says, I lived in dorms for 7 years with 9 different people altogether. Nobody has ever eaten my food by mistake, or on purpose by the way, nor did I eat others. It's really not that hard to not eat what's not yours, not the arsehole. Vargas says, not the arsehole. If the housemates prefer a communal food sharing system, they had the opportunity to discuss this with you when you brought it up. They also could have asked you to label your food so they didn't accidentally mix things up. But it sounds like they didn't take that opportunity either. This sounds like karma to me. BAU says, nope, you did nothing wrong. Your forgetful roommate is a piece of work. Once or twice I can see food going missing in a communal fridge, but chronically and with nobody fessing up is the work of a bullshit artist, feeding you lies and hoping that you restock the fridge so his stomach can be full. Someone is lying to your face and eating your food. Who doesn't have the balls to admit their error and think you are dumb enough to believe their weak lame excuse? Full stop. Tell them you're insulted for this reason and your sick roommate got what's coming to him. He merely got to experience the occupational hazard of being a thief, not the arsehole. Adrenaline Anxiety says not the arsehole. He stole your food that you didn't know was bad. You didn't do it deliberately. It was an accident caused by his own theft. It's also entirely possible that your eggs didn't give him food poisoning and something else did. Given he seems to have issues with food, I don't understand why your housemates are on his side, but it sounds to me like you're going to have to get a mini fridge in your room if you don't want people eating your food, which sucks. And then there was a lot of people talking about the dumpster diving in general and getting eggs and meat and food is just not safe, and some people saying it's not safe in general, etc, etc. But now I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this one? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now, just a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart for getting involved in today's stories. Your love, your support, your time always means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much for being involved. Truly, it is absolutely incredible. You are amazing. And hopefully, I will see you in the next one. Take care and much love.
Don't you just love the holiday season?
It's the best. The lights, the snow.
The new holiday combos at Applebee's.
The what?
The fact that holiday combo plates start at just $13.99. Ah, I love the holidays.
Available for dine-in, to-go, and delivery only for a limited time. Only at Applebee's.
Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you're well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some more relationship stories, and if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too. Well, let's crack on with today's first story. Much love, guys. Now today's first story comes from Hot Professional 6249 from the Am I Wrong subreddit, and says, am I wrong for divorcing my ex-wife over kids and now refusing to be a part of her son's life? I want to preface this by saying that I have no intentions of getting back with my ex, and I'm in a very happy relationship with my now fiance. I'm sorry this is long. I just wanted to add all the context in, and I'm not the best with words. I, 46 male, married my ex-wife, 45 female, when we were 26 and 25 respectively. At that time, we were both on the fence about having kids. I knew since college that I wanted to retire early. My dream of having financial freedom was what really made me realize that kids didn't fit into the life I wanted. I was trying to find the right time to talk with her about it, but Over the next few weeks, she started dropping hints that she wanted kids. She started showing me photos of her friends' kids, commenting on our nieces and nephews, joking about her getting or being pregnant. That one freaked me out, and even bought me a book on the joys of fatherhood that she thought I'd find interesting. I sat her down and asked her if she wanted kids, and she admitted that over the years she had grown to want a family. We had a conversation about it, and I realized that neither one of us was going to change our minds. I didn't want to keep her from what she wanted in life, so I brought up divorce. She really didn't want a divorce and kept trying to get me to want kids, but I stuck to what I wanted and we ended up separating. I obviously still loved her, but that's why I wanted to divorce. We were still young and she could find someone to have a family she wants with. I didn't want her to resent me for forcing my life choices onto her. Even after I filed for divorce, she still didn't agree with me and dragged it out as long as she could. So the divorce took almost 2 years. I dated over the years, but never really found someone that I could see myself sharing the rest of my life with until I met my now fiancé 4 years ago. Apparently my ex-wife struggled with dating as well and hasn't remarried yet. She has a son, but the kid's dad isn't in the picture. She recently reached out to me and asked if we could meet to catch up. I talked with my fiancé about it and she thought it'd be a great way to clear any bad blood between us. So I agreed to meet up with her for coffee. Things seemed to be going well until she brought up her son. She asked me if I was willing to be a part of his life as a masculine influence. I told her I was glad she was able to have a child, but it still wasn't something I was interested in. She tried to change my mind by saying that we could be a family again. She kept trying to convince me, and I kept trying to change the subject. I admit I got frustrated because things weren't going as I hoped they would. I told her that I was happy with my fiancé and that I was not interested in her. She started to insult my fiancé, so I left. I thought what happened was crazy. When I agreed to meet with her, it never even occurred to me that she might want to get back together, considering how long it's been and, I'm not single. She kept messaging me, so I blocked her. I don't plan on talking with her again. I was talking with my sister and her husband about it, and they said that while I'm totally right for rejecting her now, that it was an arsehole move on my part to divorce her in the first place, and that I was now being an arsehole again by not being part of her kid's life. They both agreed that my ex was right for wanting to work it out. They said it's my fault that her child doesn't have a father, and that if I had given kids a chance, I would have changed my mind. I just don't agree that kids are something one should compromise on. I just don't see how it's possible for it not to be a bad situation for everyone involved that breeds resentment. I don't know my ex's child at all, and I don't agree that it's my responsibility to step up just because his bio dad didn't. I asked some other friends and family and they agreed with my sister, so now I'm not sure if what I did was wrong or not, and I was just wrongly justifying it to myself. Holy moly, what kind of mental gymnastics are we doing today? Clearly, splitting up was the right thing to do in your situation. One of you wants kids, one of you doesn't. You're going down different paths in life, so staying together is obviously going to cause resentment either way, whichever path you was to choose. Your brother-in-law and sister-in-law saying, it's your fault and that you should have given kids a chance. It's just bloody madness. And it's your fault that this child doesn't have a father. I absolutely feel for the kid if, they're innocent in this. But that still doesn't make it OP's responsibility. But Roadno says, damn, people give me headaches. So it's your fault that she has no father figure in her son's life because you divorced her before he was conceived with someone else. Because you didn't want kids. That makes perfect sense if you are a moron. It sounds like she is as well as your sister and her husband. Not your wife, not your kid, not your life, not your problem. You should suggest that your brother-in-law fill the role as you go low contact with them and no contact with your ex. Oops, I forgot to say, you are not wrong. Italy says, not wrong. You did the right thing in divorcing her over having very different expectations for your lives. If you divorced her over you not wanting kids, I can't understand why she would think that you would want or be willing to fill a fatherly type role with a kid she did end up having with someone else. Your sister and brother-in-law are nuts. Kids are not something to compromise on. They are 2 yes, 1 no situation. OP responds saying she used my social media post of me with mine and my fiance's nieces and nephews as proof that I wasn't against kids. I like kids, I just don't want any of my own. She thought I had changed my mind about kids because of those posts and said I was being a hypocrite by refusing to be in her son's life the way I was in my niece's and nephew's lives. Lamb says I would laugh in your sister's face. It's my fault he doesn't have a dad. It's not an OP's son. It's some other dude's kid. Fucking delusional. You are not wrong at all. OP responds saying, what they are arguing is that if I hadn't divorced my ex-wife, she could have convinced me to have kids, and then her kids would have a father figure. I was the one who pushed for divorce and broke our potential family. Ma1910 says you weren't wrong for getting divorced. You wanted different things. You didn't want children and she did. There's no way you can stay married when that happens. I think she may have regretted the decision she made in the past, but there's no way she can go back in time. If I were you, I would block her and go no contact. Nothing good will come from you having contact with her. And one more comment from Stray's mum, who says you are absolutely not wrong. You divorced when you realized that your life goals were different. Your ex chose to have a child with another man. In what world would you want to get back together with a woman you divorced years ago when you have moved on and found happiness? Or be responsible for another man's kid? I don't understand why your family is pushing this crazy idea, because it is all kind of Looney Tunes. By the way, it is okay to want to be child-free. Not everybody is cut out for parenthood or interested in children. I chose to be child-free and got looked at like I'd grown another head, because women are supposed to want to pop out babies. Nope, not for me. Which Obi responds saying thank you for this. A lot of people are saying the same thing, and I'm not sure who to reply to, so I chose you. I was sure my ex was being crazy, but when my family agreed with her, I felt like I was crazy. And now seeing that my first assessment is correct. My fiance has been trying to tell me my sister is off her rocker for a while now. I've shown her this post, and all she had to say was, I told you so. And OP adds one more bit of additional information because someone suggests is there any chance that it could be yours, any chance at all? OP says, we divorced 16 years ago and a son is 11, so no possible way he could be mine. Thank you for your concern, but my fiance is fine. No shadow was created. We are both very secure in our relationship, and she was the one who encouraged me to meet with her so she could apologize to me for how she lied and talked shit about me. Even though that's not what ended up happening, my intentions were clear and never changed. I'm about 98% sure who the kid's father is, and if I'm right, I don't really blame him. I obviously feel bad for the kid, but he was, in my books, still a kid as well. The guy I think is the father is currently about 30, I think. That he was a recent high school graduate when my ex got pregnant. My ex and him got engaged. He moved away suddenly and nobody could get a hold of him. Then it came out that my ex was pregnant. He was in a trade apprenticeship program before he left, but I don't know where he is or how he's doing now.
You're ready for a comeback. It's not just a job, it's transferable college credit. And
Hey, Kevin. Good luck.
And nothing can stop you, not even this tiny break room. Start your comeback at Purdue's online university for working adults. Apply now at purdueglobal.edu.
So OP comes back in to update and says, so some things have happened. My ex-wife somehow got a hold of my fiance's phone number. She contacted her yesterday and made false accusations that I cheated on her when we met up for coffee. Obviously, my fiance didn't believe her and just blocked her number. This morning, my sister showed up uninvited to my fiance's house with her kids, demanding to talk. We don't live together and I was not there. My fiance originally wasn't going to let them in, but my sister sat on her porch and refused to leave. It was cold and windy and the kids didn't have coats on, and since it's not the kids' fault, she ended up giving in. She put on a show for the kids and made some coffee to prepare herself for whatever shit my sister was going to say. My sister started a whole spiel about how if she, my fiance, really cared about me, not just money, then she would do what's best for me and leave. My sister claimed that since I'll always be connected to my ex, that I will be forever unhappy if I'm with anyone else. Apparently, if my fiance doesn't leave me, it's proof that she's only with me for my money. And that it's obvious that my ex and our child, which, what the fuck, is not my kid, would actually use the money in a godly way. My fiance laughed in my sister's face and just stared at her until she left. My fiance and I are both a little confused by what she said. I'm better off financially than my fiance, but not by much. I'm also not religious, so even if I did get back with my ex, me and my money would still not be godly. We know she's crazy, but again, why did she think her plan would do anything? After my sister left, my fiance called me and told me what happened. I called my sister to tell her, 1, to leave my fiance alone, and 2, that she was crazy and delusional. She defended herself by saying that she knew what was best for me and was just protecting me from going through with the wedding since my fiance was obviously taking advantage of me, and that since I'm under her spell, I can't protect myself. I again told her that she was crazy and delusional, and told her that I never wanted to hear from her or anyone else who's siding with my ex again, and to please pass that message on. Every time a family member or friend messages me about it, which has been 6 just since this morning, I ask them what their thoughts on the matter are, and if they side with my ex or sister, I block them. Someone questions OP on the back of that one and says, so how many people in your family have you blocked so far? OP responds saying 10, including my sister. This is because I also block the spouses of the person. I've also blocked 2 couples that I'm friends with, not anymore, that I'm not related to. Someone asks OP what race and religion are you and your ex, and OP says I'm half Korean, half white, European and agnostic. My ex is white European and Christian, very specific church, but if I say what it is, it'll be fairly easy for anyone to find me and my family. My fiance is white European and somewhat agnostic, but does have some fluid spiritual beliefs. My fiance is also a divorcee. She divorced her ex-husband because he had an affair, and apparently that is not a good enough reason. I know 3 people, including my sister, that have forgiven their spouses for cheating. My fiance has a very extensive rock collection, hobby, does yoga, easy on the joints, and burns incense. It smells good. My family has seen a few Facebook posts about witches and thinks she's one. In their eyes, it means she's worshipping the devil. And one of the top comments said on this one, your sister and family's reaction makes a lot of sense with your edit to the first post, that they're all part of a religion that doesn't believe in divorce. Like the other commenters, I was wondering what the fuck your family was on until I read the edit. Glad your fiance is in your corner and not versed in what it takes to get a restraining order, no contact order or something similar, but maybe start looking into something like that for your ex-wife. It's too bad that her son's bio dad isn't in the picture, but you literally have nothing to do with that. And you are right, having kids is not a thing to try and see if you like. There is no undo button without tragedy, trauma, and or at least one person going to jail for murder. Holy testicles, absolutely is one of those cases that is no contact with that side of the family. They sound mad. But now I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation? And let's move on to another story from the Am I the Arsehole subreddit from OKGrape3079, and says, am I the arsehole asking my sister to fuck off and telling her that her pregnancy is not my problem? I, 32 male, have a sister, Andrea, 27 female. The issue is that they have always showed her more preference, and although I was not badly treated, they hardly paid any attention to me, because she's the golden child, I suppose. She herself treated me with disdain. Before our parents died, they left everything for her instead of myself in the will. I knew that she herself had been behind this. My parents literally told me, Andrea talked to us about how she's more deserving, and we can see how that makes sense. Do you have any objection to us giving everything to her? After all, you're older and should be more understanding, etc. I was disappointed, but just told them that I don't care and did not argue. That was a while ago. She got into an issue and had to mortgage the house and squandered the wealth over a period of time. As she requires help now, she turned to me and asked me to help her. She's also pregnant right now. I refused and told her I don't want anything to do with it and that's not my problem. She pleaded and cried so much that I felt bad, but I told her that she's got to reap what she's sown and that it's just karma getting back to her. In the end, she told me, I know how to tarnish your reputation by using this very pregnancy. In the end, I asked her to fuck off and kicked her out of my house. She had shown up there to ask for help. Wonder whether I did anything wrong, as she's my sister after all. Am I the arsehole? Now, the only thing that seems to be holding OP back in this situation is the big classic F word, but family. The word that's always used for people to try and get their way, but we're family. Whether the sister actually said that or not, there's clearly people around OP saying this kind of thing. And no, you don't owe it to her because she's family. She hasn't treated you as family for God knows how long now. And she's still making threats towards you at the same time. Why would you help someone like that? Family doesn't treat other family members in this way. But Just Contribution says, not the arsehole. Your sister screwed you over and now wants your help. She is so used to being the golden child and getting her way that she actually thought you would favor her too. Unbelievable. My sister is also the golden child and has lied over the decades to my parents, resulting in their rejection of me. In my opinion, this is a form of murder. Like your sister, she stole my parents from my life. There is nothing okay about this. Bamf says, not the arsehole, it sounds like she's used to having someone to bail her out, and now that your parents are gone, she expects you to take their place. Especially since she has made a series of bad decisions. I suspect that even if you said just this once, if you did help her out, you'd be opening the door to her constantly, asking you for more and more. And Jess replies that saying exactly this. My older sister is the same way. Dad bailed her out of everything. Now that he's gone, she expects everyone else to fix her problems. She actually blamed me for not being able to keep her cat for her when I donated a kidney to another sister. Some people are just awful and not worth giving space in your brain. But now I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and let's move on to another story.
I'm gonna show you guys something, and when I show you, don't freak out.
And this one's another one from the Am I the Arsehole subreddit from Serene Chaos Explorer, and says, am I the arsehole for skipping my stepdaughter's wedding after years of disrespect? Am I the arsehole for refusing to attend my stepdaughter's wedding? Background. My stepdaughter has always been daddy's little princess. Her wedding is approaching and she's turned into a bridezilla, expecting everyone to cater to her whims. She insisted on a lavish affair, and I'm expected to play the role of loving stepmom. Here's the kicker. She never accepted me into the family and always treated me like an outsider. So after years of enduring her subtle jabs and snide comments, I've had enough. I told my husband that I won't be attending the wedding. Why should I pretend to be happy for her when she never showed me any respect? Now my husband and his entire family are furious with me, claiming I'm ruining her special day. Am I the arsehole for standing up for myself and refusing to play the role of the supportive stepmom after years of being treated like an afterthought? So OP does edit this post after some of the comments, so I'll give you some comments and we'll go to the edit. JRM says, you're the arsehole. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you're the arsehole, as you provided no context to the constant disrespect, but did insult your stepdaughter in the post. I'm going to guess this isn't some one-sided conflict. But choosing a wedding to make this stand and make her stink is an arsehole thing to do. If you have a problem with her, address through communication, not to try and make the wedding all about you. Johnny Pasanda says your lack of specifics and the hurtfulness that your absence at the wedding would inflict upon your husband suggests that you're living up to every wicked stepmother cliche. Barring some more information, you're the arsehole. Pilar says you're the arsehole, go and be polite like an adult. You actually sound jealous and competitive with her. What are some concrete examples of what she's done? How old was she when you came along? You left out tons of details, which leads me to thinking that you are the arsehole. This also won't help your relationship with your husband, and she'll always come before you. He can't replace her, but he can get a new wife. And if she has kids, he will want to be involved, so think long and hard before you go nuclear. And it certainly did feel that way to me, like missing reasons in this one, but the post starting off with itself, my stepdaughter has always been daddy's little princess, whether this is coming from frustration from OP saying like after years of it, or there's more to this story at the same time. It's difficult, isn't it? But OP did edit the post and says, wow, I've been reading through the comments and I realize that many of you think I'm the arsehole. It's given me some perspective and I appreciate the different viewpoints. I want to provide some more details on how my stepdaughter has treated me over the years. Her disrespectful behaviour wasn't always overt but manifested in subtle yet hurtful ways. She consistently excluded me from family discussions and events, making it clear that I wasn't considered an integral part of the family. Rare acknowledgements were often accompanied by dismissive comments or condescending tones. On various occasions, she compared me unfavourably to her biological mother, emphasising that my husband was happier when he was with her. These accumulated instances of disrespect made it challenging to connect and contributed to my decision not to attend her wedding. My husband, who invited me to the wedding, hasn't been the best at managing the dynamic between his daughter and me. He often downplayed her disrespectful behaviour, urging me to let it slide for the sake of family harmony. His lack of acknowledgement and support added to the strain of our relationship. The wedding became a breaking point as he expected me to play the supportive stepmom, despite the years of disrespect. It's a complex situation, and I'm grappling with how poorly it's been handled on multiple fronts. And I think that's it really, isn't it? It still feels like there's still lots of missing reasons that we don't know about to do with the relationship here, and it just feels like a lack of communication overall. So I think, like the one commenter said, going nuclear on this and skipping the wedding overall is going to help the situation. I can't see it helping things at all, and possibly even escalating things even further. So I think it depends how you want to handle this situation in the end. Do you want to escalate it? Do you want to talk it through? Do you want to try and build some kind of relationship in any sort of way? I don't know. What do you guys make of this situation? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Just a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart for getting involved in today's stories. Your love, your support, your time always means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much for being involved. Truly, don't forget to hit that like button as well. Hugely helps out the channel. It really does. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care and much love.
Charmin reinvented the square for a smoother tear. Oh yeah, new Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear.
What is up, Waffle Gang? I do hope you are well. My name is Mark, and today we're checking out some more Bird Hole. And if you love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that subscribe button, maybe that notification bell as well. Let's just crack straight on with today's stories. Much love, guys. Now our first story will follow with an update, and it's from I Love Pizza Too Much 36, and I can only get behind that username. And it's titled, Am I the Arsehole for refusing to accept a present my fiance's mother wanted to give me? My 36 female fiance, David 34 male, name changed, and I've been together for about 6 years now. His family is very wealthy. Although I'm very successful and a high earner, my fiance works for his family's business and makes more than I do. I never wanted to be perceived to a gold digger, which is why I try to keep my expenses strictly separate from his. I pay for my half of everything. If he ever gives me a gift, I make sure I get him something of equal value. David has often insisted on treating me, but I always refuse. I really don't feel comfortable letting other people pay for me. My fiance has learned to respect this. After we get married, we will split all household expenses on a 50-50 basis. Our wedding is in October. His parents insisted on paying for a grand wedding for us, but David and I convinced them that we'd rather pay for it ourselves. The other day, David's mum showed me a diamond and sapphire necklace and earring set that she had kept for David's future wife. She said she wanted me to have it and preferably wear it on our wedding day. I felt very uncomfortable with this. I never accept any presents that I can't afford on my own. I told her I was flattered, but that I can't accept something so expensive. I told her I won't be able to give her something equally expensive in return, and I'm not okay with that. She said she didn't want anything from me, and that David's sister-in-law had been also given similar jewelry when she married his brother. I told her I understand it's their tradition, but I can't compromise on my principles. She said okay, fine, but I could tell she was unhappy. Later, David told me that I should have just accepted the jewelry because it would make his mum happy, and because I'm part of the family now. I explained to him that 1, no, I'm not really part of his family, not the way he is, and 2, being part of the family doesn't mean that I'm going to mooch off them. He told me that I should compromise and at least wear the set on the wedding day. I refused again, as for my wedding I would rather wear jewelry that I have bought with my own money. David said he understood and will speak to his mother. However, David's sister-in-law called me this morning and told me that his mum is still upset and that I should just accept the gift, and I'm going too far with the independence thing. I have a feeling that David's mum is the one who put her up to this. I do want to know what Reddit thinks. Are they right? Am I going too far with this? Or are they crossing the line? Am I the arsehole? Now, we cover boundaries a lot on this channel, and I think, and we always say that, people should respect people's boundaries, but in this one, it does feel too much to me. And I am looking forward to the comments and your comments on this one as well, because I think there could be some pretty interesting takes on this one. But to me in this one, and I'm putting myself in OP's shoes, in that someone was to offer me, a gift of some sort to say sort of almost like welcome to the family kind of thing. I'd be honored to receive something like that, and I think it's absolutely amazing. You yourself, you always seem to be thinking of there's something attached to it, or you have to repay with equal monetary value, which doesn't sound like a very fair way to live for yourself, to always be worried that you have to pay someone back if they give you something. And I know this is a boundary for yourself, that this is something that you need to do if someone gives you a gift, but I feel kind of sad for you in some ways, that's the way you feel when someone gifts you. Automatically you're thinking, oh, I need to get them something equal monetary value, rather than just graciously accept the gift. And the whole part of the family now, and then you turned round to him and said, no, I'm not really part of his family, not the way he is. That would hurt me if I had a partner and was getting married or whatever, and they turned around and said that. I think that would hurt me a bit. So dare I say it, you're the arsehole on this one. But Consistent Leopard 71 says you're the arsehole for your scorekeeping and rigidly transactional relationship with money. It's understandable not to want to appear to be a gold digger, but marriage is a partnership, and sometimes you have to pick up the slack for your partner. What would happen if you or your husband were unable to pay exactly 50% of the bills? Would you divorce? Why would you assume that you would owe your future mother-in-law for a wedding gift? It's to welcome you to their family and give you something that could be passed down to your kids. It was very hurtful to refuse a gift from your future mother-in-law. You could have worn it once and then put it in a safe deposit box. Kayak replies to that one saying, I'm so torn, sorta, on this. I absolutely get OP. She is proud of herself, her earrings, making her way in life, not depending on anyone but herself, monetarily. At the same time, her future mother-in-law thought this would be a welcome to the family type gesture. It was her way of saying you're one of us, and OP told her no. I can see how that would be devastating. I think the major difference is that OP viewed this jewelry in its monetary value, while future mother-in-law viewed it in its sentimental value. I personally lean towards mother-in-law. It may be expensive jewelry. The meaning behind it though is, this is part of our family, now that you are part of the family, it is yours too. I'm not sure how to judge this. And Ing says you're the arsehole, and this is a very unhealthy way to live life where you're constantly going, is everything 50-50. You have hurt your future mother-in-law that wanted to show you love and acceptance. Forbidden Fruit says you're the arsehole, receiving is an art. Do it graciously. Zach Sherlock says, I feel like you're the arsehole. You don't have to accept charity or anything like that. I completely understand your mindset. Question, did the future in-laws buy this jewelry just for you, or is it a keepsake in some way? Worst case, they bought it specifically for you, and as long as there's no strings attached, they wanted to give you an official acceptance to the family that you could also pass down on generations as an heirloom to your daughters or daughter-in-law. Edit, also what if they were artistically inclined and hand-painted a mural for you? Would you refuse it because you can't paint an equally beautiful mural? They are giving you love and acceptance, not something they think you could sell off for a lot of money. And Kamal said,
Dwarf grown is the finest known.
This nice! Wow, perfect! Yo, Setbab! You're amazing! Proudest hero's self-breaking down! Look at damage his adamant deals! Talking about flying...
Oh! Cash-strapped contestants, seeing red, and it's what's on the inside that counts. Today, we are breaking down and reacting to all of the grim medical scenes and high-stakes injuries from Squid Game. Let's dive right in.
얼마 있는데?
400이요. 일단 이거 받으시고 나머지는 제가 다음 달까지 꼭.
Oi! Okay, so getting punched in the nose. Sometimes you bleed right away. If you start to bleed like that, if you're able to, pinch your nose and lean forward. If you lean back, you're gonna get the blood to drip down the back of your throat and cause you to be nauseous and might actually vomit and make things worse. Oh, don't do that. Eating, licking somebody else's blood, don't recommend that.
You can't do that.
It's being ingested. You can spread infection. You worry about hepatitis B and C as well as HIV. It's no good. Oh, oh no.
너 코피가 왜 잘 나는지 알아? 코 안에 노쇠혈관이 많아서 그래.
Oh, don't do that. So yes, there are blood vessels here in the nose, on the septum, on either side. There's something called Kesselbeck's plexus, which is basically a lot of vessels there that can bleed quite easily. Some people's nasal tissue are a lot more frail to have the capillaries break open and bleed a lot. We also get bad bleeding in the posterior aspect of the nose, which actually could be life-threatening if a vessel ruptures open. Very dangerous.
자, 눈물 닦고 여기 지장 찍어.
He's asking for his fingerprint. We all have our own unique fingerprints. Here in the United States, when you're born in a hospital, typically you get footprints and handprints. As a medical professional, I've had to do fingerprinting myself for me to prescribe certain medications. Oi.
개쇼하지 말고 일어나.
Oh, blood coming from the mouth. Could be the airway or the mouth at that point. Why are you vomiting blood? If say you're shot in the stomach or you're shot in the intestine and you're leaking blood into those organs. Oh, he's moving. So shot on the left back through and through. If it's going directly through the lung, it can cause a hemothorax, a pneumothorax, or typically a combination of a hemopneumothorax. She's got somebody else's blood on the face. Potentially hit the eyes, mucous membrane. If there's any bloodborne pathogen in that blood, it could be transmitted via the eyes. Oh, she's gonna move and she's gonna get shot, yep. We see a lot of gunshot wounds at hospitals here in the United States. Typically, you actually end up going to a trauma center. Sometimes you'll end up at a normal emergency department because you might not be able to make it. Oh, no. So this game, so to speak, is about like steady hands, taking your time. Most surgeons out there are super steady.
Steady hand.
An easy way to prevent your hand from shaking is actually just to anchor your hand. So using either the side of your arm, the hand, a pinky. Holy cow! They did a pretty good job relating to what things would look like. I'm not a blood splatter expert, but you definitely get skull fragments, brain matter, and blood that will all come flying out. If it hits a certain part of the brain, you're going to be alive for a short period of time if it's not directly hitting the areas of the brain relating to respirations and breathing. But once the swelling kicks in, then it's going to go through different effects relating to brain herniation, which will affect those areas. Remember these metal slides? I've seen so many videos of people getting injured. Blood actually is quite sticky.
Is it sticky?
So it could actually cause a lot of issues. Whoa, I forgot about these scenes. I've been in many operating rooms when I was in training. As a non-surgical resident, we did kind of more minimal things like suture the skin wounds closed, or we would help like retract to keep things open.
Retract!
Wait, trying to do this on no sleep and only crappy food. I feel like that's every resident out there who's on a surgical rotation. There's a lot more rules nowadays that regulate how many hours that you can work in a row and how many hours in a week. I remember when I was a resident many years ago, we got capped at 80 hours a week.
죽을 고비 넘겨가면서 이 짓 한번 해봐.
So it's like a X-lap. So they're doing like a exploratory laparotomy maybe. Everything is open in the abdomen. Oh, they're harvesting organs. Awful. I've actually never been in a procedure relating to harvesting organs, but it's an amazing gift. That somebody is able to donate their organs to somebody else who will actually be able to survive. The individual getting the organ has to do a really good job of taking care of themselves. This setting, obviously, it's clean procedure. It doesn't seem to be as sterile. They're just trying to protect themselves from getting bloody. In a sterile situation, you're having sterile gowns, sterile gloves, you're wearing a mask, you're wearing eye shields. Holy cow. You don't just flap the skin open in these massive holes. You use the smallest incision possible to do certain procedures. You actually have different types of tools to actually retract the body cavity open to minimize how much you're opening the body.
요령만 좀 알려주면 나도 할 수 있을 것 같은데?
내가 여기서 이러고 있다고 이게 쉬워 보여?
요즘 뉴스 보면 간호조무사니 사무장들이 대신 수술도 하더만.
In the US, no, the individuals that are performing surgery, board certified surgeon and any subspecialty that surgeon is, sometimes medical students under the supervision and consent, but typically not office medicals.
오히려 의사보다도 낫다던데.
There must be a recently deceased individual, a lot of blood still. They're trying to mimic how the tissue would be. It's a little bit more flappy, so to speak, but if you have a thick amount of subcutaneous tissue underneath there, it could move in that particular way.
그렇게 자신 있으면 네가 직접 하던가.
Very interesting, very intense. I just remember I did not like standing there for, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours doing the same thing. Especially, you're sweating underneath all the sterile gowns and all that stuff. I'd rather be out, moving around, seeing multiple patients. Squid Game, okay, it's pretty grotesque, but it actually gives us injuries that do happen on a daily basis all around the world. Also, big new things on the horizon. Check out my brand new supplement company, Life Happens. If you guys enjoyed this, definitely check out this playlist right here. And as always, make sure you subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, and hit that like button for me. Thank you so much for watching, and stay healthy, my friends.
Contour Next diabetes test strips are highly accurate and more affordable than many insurance copays. Available over the counter.
Come get it!
Hey guy, it's that time of year again where I watch 31 different Christmas movies until I finally find one that's good enough to talk about in a YouTube video, but then realize I took too long and I don't even upload it in time for Christmas. Happy holidays. I think part of the reason it took me so long this year is because there's too many places to watch them. Netflix, Peacock, Hallmark Movies Now. Okay, but what do you do if you're trying to get in the Christmas spirit, but you don't want to waste any money on another subscription service? Pirate one? Partake in theft? No thanks, that's illegal. The good news is you don't have to pay to watch Christmas movies as long as you lower your expectations as far as humanly possible, because some of the absolute worst of them are for free to watch on this very website. Now you have to stay vigilant because sometimes the titles will fool you. I got so excited when I saw the Polar Express full movie that I stopped reading right there and never saw the word game. Made for a slightly different, although not necessarily worse viewing experience.
My ticket, it's gone! I lost my ticket!
You also have to be careful of something even more nefarious, liars. Christmas at the Plaza, full Best Hallmark Romantic Movies 2022. New Hallmark Romance Movie 2022. Perfect, that sounds like an enjoyable, high-quality movie experience. Oh god. This is hurting my ears. Okay, so to avoid getting their video taken down for copyrighted music, they had the option to mute the song, or they could do what they did, which was play another song over it. Bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off.
The club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bomb.
It's not. It's not paying off.
I'm hurting, baby.
This is so fucking funny to me. The audio is all out of sync. They have to zoom in and rotate the shot every 5 seconds, and they're playing weird covers of Ed Sheeran songs over the Christmas music. At a certain point, if you have to make a movie this unwatchable just to get around community guidelines, it's kind of not worth it anymore. One of my favorite things about finding these movies on YouTube is getting to read all the comments, because people are so easily impressed. As long as the movie doesn't look and sound like this, they will treat it as if it represents the pinnacle of filmmaking. Take Deck the Heart, for example. This was uploaded just a couple months ago. It already has 1 million views. People love this movie. On YouTube. On IMDb, different story, but on YouTube, it's great upload, no zooming problems, no sound problems, shit, instant classic. Their standards are so low that as long as the movie isn't sitting at a 70-degree angle in the corner of the screen, we might as well contact the Oscar. It's like the movie equivalent of saying, dude, you gotta try the new restaurant down the street. I went there last night, and I almost didn't even throw up. Almost. I think the thing that makes Deck the Heart so fun to watch for me is how the low budget completely ruins the entire conceit of the movie. So it's about this guy whose grandpa dies, R.I.P. Grandpa, this one's for you, and he inherits his lake house with one condition. He has to host Christmas for the whole family there, just like Grandpa used to.
I assume your mom explained the stipulation of your inheritance, right?
To host Christmas?
Yes.
Yes.
Unfortunately, this dumb idiot doesn't know the first thing about hosting a Christmas. He's too busy working his vague business job, answering phone calls, and doing emails, even during the holidays. So he hires this woman named Mary to plan the party, decorate the house, and make enough food for like 15 people. Now, I want to play a little game with you called How Much Money Do You Think He's Going to Pay Her to Do This? I want you to stop and think about the scope of the job that I just described, and then come up with a number in your head of what you think this kind of job is worth. Go ahead and write it down in the comments if you want to lock in your answer. You got it? All right, let's find out how much he pays her.
Does 12 work for you?
12 instead of 10? Sure.
No. $12,000.
$12,000.
$12,000?
He pays her $12,000 to hang up a few ribbons and cook a meal. And you might be thinking, okay, well, some of that is budgeting in the cost of supplies. No. He gives her his credit card. Her take home is 12 grand. Can I do next year's party? I would settle for half that. See, but going back to what I was saying earlier, the problem with this being the plot of the movie is that she ends up spending the entire length of it, which is about 3 weeks of real time, decorating the house. She's working sunset to sunrise. She's working weekends. She's pouring her blood, sweat, and tears into this holiday decor. So by the end of the movie, you're kind of expecting something spectacular, right? Something that would warrant her paycheck and the amount of time invested. Or, at the very least, that she would have finished decorating the kitchen cabinets instead of stopping halfway through.
The house looks marvelous.
Hey, we can see it too, right? She clearly just hung up one thing from Hobby Lobby and called it a day.
But you're really good at what you do, Mary.
It's not really work to me.
Well, that's probably because you're not actually doing that much. I feel like this movie is gaslighting me. Why is everyone so impressed by tinsel? Actually, in an attempt to solve the age-old problem of viewers having eyeballs, the director does something really fun where they constantly choose not to show us stuff. Big reveal at the end of the movie, balcony lights. She's been working on these all month, and it's out of frame. Well, at least we get to see everyone's reaction to it. They also talk about the game room incessantly.
Well, I have some work to do, so I'll be in the game room. And you know what? It might be easier if you just come in through the game room. Enter through the game room downstairs.
Oh, you have a game room?
Yes.
They mention it so much, I'm surprised it's not listed as a credited character. And yet, I could not tell you what 75% of this room looks like.
Welcome to the game room.
Cozy. I like it.
Some of my best family memories were made here.
Can we see it?
Impressive.
This room has an endless supply of snacks during the holidays. People get lost down here for hours.
Sounds really fun. Can we see it?
No, not at all.
What's that thing they teach you in film school? Why show something when you can simply describe it? Speaking of describing, I love when he gives her a tour of the house and overly explains what every room does.
This is the kitchen and dining room.
Obviously.
Linen closet.
Obviously.
This is the foyer. It's the main entrance to the house. Everybody comes and goes through here.
Obviously.
Oh, so people walk through the door to get inside. Gotcha. What? But how do they get back out? Believe it or not, same door. No way, it does both? Also, is anyone gonna explain to me why he had to change his pants halfway through the tour? Be honest. Did you piss yourself? Overall, this is a boring ass movie, but I do want to point out some of my personal highlights. During what's supposed to be an emotional moment early on, this is a real sound effect that is actually in the movie.
My parents never really got into birthdays or the holidays. or anything, so I was always left up to my own devices for them.
That's so sad.
Promise me when I'm gone, you'll take care of my family.
It's fine. It's fine, really.
You already had an audience there. You could have just had them go, oh. I like the scene where Chris tries one of the meals Mary is proposing to make for Christmas.
I can see it in your eyes. You're disappointed in something.
Yeah, to be fair, if I paid someone $12,000 and they made me chicken and broccoli, I'd be pretty disappointed too. I like when he picks up her parents at the airport and it looks like they're outside of a prison. Every transition shot in this movie is stock footage and none of it goes together. This sequence right here is 3 different cities during 3 different seasons. All right, and then we're gonna use an establishing shot of Bluegrass Grill in Chattanooga before heading inside a coffee shop called Sweetwater's. One of the most positive comments I'm seeing a lot under this video is how much chemistry the actors have, which is funny because they don't. Mary, look, I'm wearing a glove.
What are you doing?
Setting lights up on the roof?
Why?
Because it's my job.
Wow. What a script, huh? So the main guy, Chris, in this movie is played by someone named Joe Kurak, and he is my new favorite actor. He is so funny. He's like if someone 3D printed a human being.
No, please don't tell anyone, please.
What happened?
He's like if John Hamm and a dog had a baby.
I appreciate dinner and dessert, especially dessert. He even made a gingerbread house one year.
He sort of walks around like he just learned how to a few days ago. Every line is delivered like he's in an entirely different movie than everyone else.
Thaddeus is my cat.
Your cat? I quit. I know.
Joe Kurak is my hero, and at this point, I had to find more movies with him in it. Now, in my search for more Joe, I stumbled across a YouTube channel called Encourage TV, and I gotta say, this is one of the weirdest channels on this entire website. There are days where they upload multiple full-length movies. I'm talking feature-length films with actors and production teams posted on YouTube for free that will end up with like 600 views. Where are they getting the money to make all of these? It makes no sense. Now, to be fair, some of these are a little misleading. They have a whole series of wiki films, which is where an AI voice spends 2 hours reading someone's Wikipedia page. So if you're trying to learn about New York in the least interesting way possible, I definitely recommend this video.
In fiscal year 2013-14, Wall Street Security.
Ooh, The Bill Collector, a cheerful comedy with Danny Trejo. That sounds like just the kind of light and funny Christmas movie I'm in the mood for. Is neither cheerful nor comedic. We've got Renfro's White Christmas. This one is set in the 1930s, and I really love what they did to make this an authentic period piece. All of the microphones they use are fucking terrible. Huh? What? But as bizarre as 98% of their catalog is, every so often they'll upload a Christmas movie that will immediately get a shit ton of views. This time, it's Christmas at the Holly Hotel, starring, of course, our dear friend Joe. And say it with me, she has a job in New York City, but for Christmas she goes back to her small town where she falls in love with the guy she just met, so she quits her job and stays there forever. I've never seen anything like it! This time Joe is a cop named Officer Matthew. Or just Matthew. Sorry, just Matthew. And in classic meet-cute fashion, he pulls her over for reckless driving.
How fast was I going?
51 in a 25.
That doesn't seem exceptionally reckless.
No, that's pretty reckless.
Maybe if you check your instruments again, you might see I was only going 35 in a 25. Or if you look really close, you might see I was only going 25 in a 25.
And if you look even closer than that, you may see that I wasn't even moving at all. Write that down. My car was parked. Can't be speeding when your car's parked.
I'm Kathy, by the way.
I hate that she's making me side with the cop here, but like if she was going 28 and a 25 and he pulled her over, you know, that's pretty negligible. But she was going double the speed limit. She's driving through a neighborhood in inclement weather like she's on a freeway and then has the nerve to be like, this town hates me.
This town, which loves me so much, gifted me with a reckless driving ticket for Christmas.
Yeah, it's the holidays. There are still laws in December. Christmas isn't the purge. Yeah, big deal. So maybe I killed a pedestrian. You're gonna put me in jail the day Santa's coming to town? For pretty much the entire movie, she will just not let this go.
Sonny here gave me a ticket on the way into town this morning.
Right before Christmas? That's outrageous.
Also, this poor woman, this sweet old lady, they gave her so many lines.
Not at all. He thinks he's the bee's knees, because he gets to wear a badge. But I remember...
Side note, do you think this guy only plays characters that have a weirdly close relationship with one of their grandparents?
I was in the dining room with him. He was one good-looking man.
Grandma!
He was 15 before I convinced him that there was no such thing.
Grandma!
Come a little closer, Sonny. I bet I can still lean you over my knee.
Grandma.
How do you feel about that grandson of mine?
Grandma, please.
Fine. Yes.
That's how you ask someone out on a date.
Good news, they're gonna go on a date. Bad news, they're not gonna go on a date, as depicted by this text. Hey, it's not December 21st. That calendar says February. Throughout the whole movie, which takes place over the course of 5 days, Kathy's phone friend keeps insisting that this man she knows nothing about and has never met is destined to be Kathy's husband.
He was a total jerk.
He could be the one.
Actually, everyone around her keeps demanding that she fall in love with him.
Stood you up? Did you see the way he took care of his grandmother last night?
Grandma!
That boy's a keeper cat.
So after being coerced by her family and friends into giving a second chance to the cardboard cutout who stood her up yesterday, she agrees to give him another chance, and he reacts to this news in a very normal, human way. Now, since this guy can't ever open his mouth without sounding like an alien sent here to infiltrate Hollywood, the director smartly depicts the first date in the form of a montage. Kathy, your friend's falling over. It's not my friend, Matthew, it's a tree. Nice to meet you, friend. Don't shake his hand. And they go on another date, this time speaking words, and boy, are the sparks flying now.
You don't pull punches, do you?
Can't. Too much of Grandma Williams' blood in me.
I drank some on the way over here.
I want to hold my best friend while we watch our children unwrap the presents on Christmas morning.
This guy has definitely killed someone.
I'm just a regular guy.
Wow, wait until her nameless phone friend hears about this magical evening.
I just don't think that I'm the girl for him.
You've ruined my night, and you are literally ruining Christmas. Goodbye.
You kidding me, dude? She hung up on her. It's gotta be the most unrealistic trope in all these Christmas movies, right? Is the friend who only ever has good things to say about the man the main character's interested in. Kathy, if you don't quit your job and marry this man tomorrow, I can't be your friend anymore, and then I'll die. Is that what you want for me? You know I only exist through the prism of your love life. Now, Kathy's the only one being smart about this. She's resisting the urge to drop everything in her life just because she met a handsome man. But her friend, her parents, even mischievous Grandma Williams will not take no for an answer.
Is there any chance you're reserved by a Mrs. Williams?
Absolutely not.
Grandma Williams.
She went behind their backs to force them onto a horse-drawn carriage driven by, for some reason, 2 different men. That's not the same guy from the wide shot.
It's a beautiful day.
Come on, it's a beautiful day. The sun's not out. We're freezing to death. Couldn't ask for better weather.
Maybe you should tell me what it would be like with you.
A lot of Grandma Williams.
Be serious.
I
am serious. She won't leave me alone. What are you saying about me, boy? Nothing, Grandma. I love you.
I have a job, possibly my dream job as the lead editor at the Times. I mean, and my apartment.
I didn't hear you mention anything about having a life.
I'm sorry.
About what?
I pooped in the carriage. Well, it's a good thing they didn't kiss before going their separate ways, because it looks like they're never going to see each other again.
Goodbye, Matthew. Wait, what are you doing tomorrow?
They are going to see each other again.
I don't know.
She just can't resist this guy and his endless charm. I mean, can you blame her, though? He's always saying normal person things.
You're much smarter than I am. I'll always be known as the sweet one in any conversation about us. You are such a scientist. We might be beautiful.
But of course, right when things are coming together for them, disaster strikes.
We've decided to offer you the job. Pack your bags and head to the airport.
My dream job? But it's Christmas. Now, this is actually a pretty shitty thing for the company to do. She made it very clear what her availability was during the interview, and already they're ignoring that and pressuring her to abandon her family plans and fly to New York on a holiday. She hasn't even started working for them yet, and already they're violating her boundaries, which doesn't bode well for their future employment relationship. However, it's not like she articulates anything like that. Everything in her life is now centered around the handsome police robot she met 3 days ago. I can't give up on that for my career.
And in New York, just never felt like home no matter how long I lived there.
Of course not. You can't create a new life away from your hometown. If you move away from the city where your parents live, you will be miserable and you will regret it. This is also the part of the movie where Grandma Williams' true colors come out.
Things didn't work out the way I'd hoped.
Did you let that girl get away?
I didn't let her. She chose New York over me.
Why did you give her a choice?
I'm sorry, what?
What was I supposed to do? Kidnap her?
If that's what it took.
Okay.
I can't always count on your sense of humor, Grandma.
I wasn't joking.
Grandma!
Now we know where he gets his crazy from.
A text? Are you kidding me?
You sent me a text?
You chased me down in a cop car and pulled me over. Matthew, don't act like I'm the crazy one.
When is the last time you've been in love? I've been in love once. Right now, today with you, that's it.
Dude, it hasn't even been a week.
So yeah, I'm out here in the cold, outside my jurisdiction, abusing my police powers.
You are?
But that's not crazy.
Yes, it is.
Crazy is you driving off and pretending like you don't feel the same way.
I can't.
Kathy.
Kathy, please, you can't leave now. Once you go reestablish your independence, I no longer have any power over you.
Matthew.
Kathy.
Kathy.
You came back.
You came back.
Kathy! Come on! You can kiss her later. When? When is that?
This is the guy you uprooted your life for? Actually, I think this is the moment Joe decided to sabotage this movie, because every line delivery from this point forward is a masterclass in performance.
The president wants to talk to you.
Of the United States?
The United States?
Matthew, Mr. President.
It's nice meeting you, Matthew.
I love you too.
They're saying I love you and they haven't even kissed yet? No. No!
Will you marry me?
He proposed? It's been 5 days!
Yes, I would love nothing more.
Not surprised she said yes. At this point, she's already given up everything else in her life. What if after all that, they finally kissed and were like, actually, that was kind of gross. Can I have that ring back? Fine, yeah, take it. I gotta get my job back. Look, I like love as much as the next guy. I also don't think your career has to be your #1 priority at all times. But that's 2 movies in a row where one of the main characters quits their job on a whim to be with someone they just met. Like, can we stop to think about what's gonna happen after the credits roll? You gonna pay the bills in kisses? Like, I think Joe's really gonna regret blowing 12 grand on one party when he runs out of money in 3 months. Like, I'm a sucker for a good romance story. I'm a regular guy.
I'm just a regular guy.
But it always drives me crazy when there's no practicality involved. Like, we're just gonna drop everything else in our lives and prioritize this brand new relationship. Of course you feel that way in the moment. Of course it seems like a good idea at first, but they don't know anything about each other. Anyway, I watched some other movies too, but they were all so bad. It's not even worth talking about. Santa's Boot Camp started off strong, but then it got really boring and I just had to skip to the end.
I have a gift for you.
Show you that bad kids can be nice.
I don't have feelings for Christy North.
Hope for Christmas, a Pastor Greg reboot. Not as good as the title makes it seem like it would be. Going into it, I was like, oh, this is the perfect movie. It's 40 minutes long. I love that. So efficient. Why go watch New Avatar, 3-hour movie, when I could stay home and watch this movie 5 times? But then I spent the whole runtime just being confused about what the hell was going on. Why is everyone in this town so obsessed with shopping sprees? What is happening to this boy? And why are there so many pivotal moments that have no sound? Here, let me fix it.
It's how you do it that defines it.
Now that's moving. Well, I'd love to stay and talk more about Christmas and the film industry as a whole, but my family's in town. You know how it is. I gotta go cheer up my cousin.
Hey buddy, what's wrong? Christmas is over and I don't have any more presents.
Oh. Well, do you want to play with any of your presents? You got like a ton of Legos.
I will, it's just, you know, my favorite part is opening the boxes and now there's none left.
Yeah, that's a bummer, all right. But you know, if you wanted another box to open, you could always order today's sponsor, HelloFresh.
Really?
Yep, they send you a box of food to your door every week.
Really?
That's right, they bring it to you. Do you want to know what's in the box?
No.
Oh. Why? I still have to
tell everyone.
Right.
Contractually, you have to explain
Yeah, you
what's
understand.
in the
After a
box.
stressful couple of weeks preparing for the holidays, the last thing I want to do right now is go to the grocery store. But I like cooking, and I don't want to waste a bunch of money on takeout, and that's why HelloFresh is great for me and why I've been using it for so many years now. They send farm-fresh ingredients straight to your door with easy-to-follow recipe cards and a ton of variety when it comes to meals to choose from. I've tried their vegetarian meals, low-calorie meals, and when I'm trying to spend less time in the kitchen, they have quick and easy meals that I can get done in about 20 minutes. There's total flexibility when it comes to your deliveries too, whether you're going to be out of town or you just have other dinner plans. It's easy to skip weeks and change delivery dates right on the app. And HelloFresh is for more than just dinner too. You can use it to stock up on snacks, desserts, quick lunches, and breakfasts. And if you want to take advantage of the best deal that I've ever offered before, go to HelloFresh.com and use my promo code I'mALittleStinker21 for 21 free meals plus free shipping. Link in description. Thank you so much to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video.
My box is here.
It's a Christmas miracle.
The club isn't the best place to find a lover.
Free to play with a top prize of $2,000 every day. Reward Machine is your chance at the #1 feeling, winning. That beats number 4.
Hey, do you guys want to see the other cities I'm going to on tour this summer? Okay, here you go. Look at all these places. I'm going to Philly, Chicago, Detroit, LA, Portland, Seattle, and so many more. It's going to be dumb lit. And just like last time, if you want to have first access to tickets, check out the very, really good Patreon. Tickets go on sale for Patreon members on Tuesday, and then general on sale is next Friday, April 22nd. So yeah, those are all the cities I'm going to this summer. I hope to see you at the shows. It's going to be so much fun. I'll see you then. Enjoy the video. All right, folks. Today we're going to be talking about a movie that came out very recently. I talked about the trailer for this movie on my podcast a few weeks ago, and I watched the full movie, and once the credits rolled, I knew that I had to make a video about it. And I'm of course talking about the new Pinocchio movie, Pinocchio, A True Story. Why it's called that? Your guess is as good as mine, because it's a pretty bold claim if they're trying to say that this actually happened. So for those of you who don't know, this movie is originally a Russian film that was supposed to come out in the year 2020, but didn't come out until just last month. I guess they weren't Russian to release the film. So it released in Russia in February, but then also received an English dub and was released in North America by Lionsgate last month. And I'm sure you're all familiar with the story of Pinocchio, right? A wood carver, he carves a little boy, the little wooden puppet comes to life, and he wants to become a real boy, and his nose grows when he tells a lie. But there's been a lot of different renditions of this story over the years. There was a weird live action one with Jonathan Taylor Thomas. That was called The Adventures of Pinocchio. There was Pinocchio, 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 and who can forget Pinocchio in outer space. And you'd think there's no new way to reinvent this story, right? Yeah. But you'd be wrong. What? There's still a lot you can do with Pinocchio, especially in the voice acting department. The English dub of Pinocchio, A True Story features John Heder as Tybalt, Pinocchio's trusty steed. It also features Tom Kenny as Geppetto. So far, not so bad, right? Napoleon Dynamite and SpongeBob SquarePants. Two great voice actors. But Pinocchio, the main character of Pinocchio, A True Story, is voiced by Pauly Shore. And look, I don't have anything against Pauly Shore. You know, he's been in some great movies, but I don't know if like the casting director owed a favor or something, but this was a bad idea, and you'll see why going forward. So let's talk about Pinocchio, A True Story. So it starts off with Tybalt giving a little intro about the movie we're about to watch, and he says all those other Pinocchio movies we've seen, they got the story all wrong, and this is the real story.
People started making up some silly stories about growing noses and whatnot. Have you ever seen a nose grow right in front of you?
I mean, no, but I don't think the growing nose is the most unbelievable part of the story, right? I'd say the sentient wooden boy is the weirdest part, is it not? Also, you're a talking horse, so I feel like it's weird to draw the line at a nose growing, right? But hey, what do I know? I also think it's really funny that the line is, have you ever seen a nose grow right in front of you? Implying that, you know, we're all aware that noses can just grow, but it never happens right in front of us. I mean, I guess noses grow over time. Again, what do I know? And don't worry, that's the last time I'm gonna make that joke. Okay, so we cut to Geppetto finishing up Pinocchio and bringing his lifeless body to the dinner table.
You can sit at the table. I won't feel so lonely.
Jesus Christ, so sad. I mean, okay, I know Geppetto is supposed to be like this, you know, this nice old man, and he's just making this wooden boy to, you know, just to keep him company, right? Because he's lonely. But if someone did this shit today, they'd be on a fucking watch list. Imagine you walk past your neighbor's house, they're an old man, and you look into their window, which isn't a creepy thing to do, but then you see them eating dinner with a wooden little boy. You have to move, I think. You have to fucking move. That's a serial killer. What do I know? I just say that after everything I say. What do I know? So anyways, pedo. Sorry, Geppetto. He's now trying to figure out what he's gonna call Pinocchio. Spoiler, it's Pinocchio. Then this fairy named Lucilda shows up to receive her magic wand that Geppetto was repairing.
What can I ever do to repay you?
From you, Senora, a mere thank you is more than enough.
Simpler, simp. And while Lucilda rides off into the distance, she decides to repay Geppetto with a little more than a thank you. She casts a spell that flies through the window and brings Pinocchio to life. And you know how in the original movie Pinocchio was like truly shocked and like really grateful to be alive? The new Pinocchio must be the same too, right? You were just a wooden boy, now you have life, right? Let's see how he reacts.
I don't believe my eyes. Oh.
Alive!
I'm a boy and I'm alive!
Jesus Christ, man. I don't know what kind of spell Lucilda cast, but it was the wrong cast. Like the movie. Dude, like in the original Pinocchio movie, the like fairy shows up in the house. She's in person. She gives Pinocchio life. And then she explains to him to be a real boy, he has to be brave, truthful, and unselfish. And then if he does that, he'll become a real boy. This fairy didn't do any of that shit. She didn't explain the spell at all. She just did it and then dipped, and then said it would make a good story.
At least, this will make for an extremely interesting story.
Spoiler alert. It doesn't. It does not make a good story. It's a good thing there was a wooden boy in there. She just sent a magic spell that just endows an inanimate object with the soul of Pauly Shore. Bad spell. Can you imagine if that like didn't hit Pinocchio, it just like hit his bed or something?
Oh, man.
Oh, hey, there you are. Polly, please, not today, okay? I'm very tired. Geppetto, when you gonna put me out of my misery? This existence is a curse. Come on, don't be ridiculous. This mattress is really good for my back. Okay. Hey, Pauly Shore, just so you know. Yeah? I drank a bunch of Sunny D before I got into bed tonight, so I might wet the bed again. Oh. Good night. Father, please, stop drinking so much Sunny D, you're gonna... Okay, so now we cut to a few years later, I think. Pinocchio is now like an acrobatic freak. Him and Tybalt are doing these like crazy tricks together. I'm not sure how because he doesn't have any muscles, but again, what do I know? And also, sorry to be nitpicky, okay? And I'm no physics major, but if you're standing on something that's going on a circle, like you're standing on this, and then you jump, you're not gonna follow the thing that's moving still and then land back on it, right? You're gonna jump and go flying off. I can believe a wooden Pauly Shore, okay? But don't break the laws of physics, okay? Next you're gonna tell me you've seen a nose grow right in front of you. But after they're done flipping around and doing their little routine, the cops show up for some reason. Sorry, not some reason, no reason. Literally, they just show up and they knock on Geppetto's door and they're like, have you seen anybody suspicious lately? We're just looking for suspicious people.
Have you seen anyone suspicious around here lately?
Which is more than a cop would do nowadays, so that's nice, I guess. But while the cops are there though, Pinocchio is hiding from them, and I'm still confused as to why. Like, I don't think it's illegal to be a wooden boy. It absolutely should be, but I don't think it is. Maybe it's not the wooden boy aspect of Pinocchio that they're worried about, right? Hey, sorry, we've been getting some reports of hearing the voice of Pauly Shore.
Oh, what?
Do you know anything about that?
No, God, no. What?
Okay.
I would never do.
Okay,
no.
good, because that's punishable by death. I hope you know that.
Right.
Okay, that I am Pauly Shore of.
That's a good one.
If I'm serious though, you will be killed. While the cops are about to stumble upon Pinocchio, they hear gunshots off in the distance, and they run off to go investigate.
Did you hear that? Follow me.
And this is where we get the iconic line.
Father, tell me, when can I leave to be on my own? I've got the whole world to see.
Yeah, just such a weird line delivery, man. When can I leave to be on my own? Yeah, this line is just like such a great example of like why this was such a weird casting choice. Pinocchio's supposed to be a child, a little boy. Like, listen to the voice of the original Pinocchio. A kid. Pauly Shore is 54 years old. The line is supposed to be, I'm a real boy! Not, hand me that IPA, I hate my wife! Straight up, this is like the Grease movie, but in voice form, you know? You know the movie Grease, when everyone was like, hey, I'm a I'm fucking 15 years old. Look at these forehead wrinkles. Bada bing, bada boom. But anyways, we cut to a traveling circus tent where these gunshots originated from. And this is where we meet a circus leader named Majufoko and his two henchmen. And they're not really henchmen because they're not men. One is a humanoid fox and the other one is a humanoid cat with a gun. And remember, this is the true story. They're all talking, trying to figure out how to make their failing circus more successful, when the cat shoots a bullet right through the roof that inadvertently causes one of their horses to go crazy and run off into the distance. And this horse is pulling a carriage with one of the circus's main performers, Bella. So everybody's freaking out, chasing after her, trying to save her life, and this is when Pinocchio shows up with Tybalt, which I'm kind of confused about because Pinocchio was literally just like, Father, when can I go on my own? I want to see the world. And then Geppetto was like, literally never. You can never go see the world.
You're too young and too gullible.
And then literally 1 minute later, here's Pinocchio seeing the world. So, I'm a little lost, but what do I know? Luckily, Pinocchio swoops in at the last second and saves Bella with his epic acrobatic skills. And let's see how they repay our good friend Pinocchio.
Mamma mia! A wooden boy!
Pinocchio! What have you done? You killed him!
Holy shit. How baller would it be if they just straight up ended the movie right here?
You killed him!
Now that would take balls. That'd be the best fucking Pinocchio movie ever made if they did that. But no, there's still another hour of this movie because guess what? Pinocchio's fucking bulletproof, apparently.
I think I'm okay.
Also, it's so crazy for a talking, like, humanoid cat to be like, ah, a wooden boy!
He's a talking wooden puppet.
You're a cat, man. I'm not saying this cat should be shot as well, but if those who live in glass houses should get curtains, or I don't know the saying.
Well, my friend might be made of wood, but someone here has sausages for brains. Who's the real monster here?
What? Maybe I'll talk about this now. It's another weird part of this film. Since it's an English dub, I feel like they tried to match the words and like cadence and timing to the characters' lips, but like since it's a Russian movie and it's in Russian, which is not English, the dialogue is just so weird and unnatural. But then again, so is Pinocchio, so I guess it makes sense.
Alive!
Once Pinocchio recovers from the gunshot, Majufoko offers him and Tybalt a spot in their circus because they're super impressed by the gymnastics from Wood and Cody Simpson. So Pinocchio rushes back home to ask Geppetto if he can leave to join the circus. And obviously nothing happened in the story to motivate Geppetto to change his mind at all, so obviously he's gonna say no, right?
You can go.
Okay.
Thank you, Daddy.
Never mind.
Let's go, Tybalt! Great adventures await!
What the hell was that? Pinocchio came to life and was immediately the most annoying thing of all time.
I'm a boy and I'm alive!
Like, Jesus Christ, man, shut up, Also, there's no way that was in the script. There's no way some guy typed skitty, skitty, skitty. When people were like, yo, that line in Endgame, that line that Thanos says in Endgame was actually improv. When the Titanic hit the iceberg, that was actually improv. That wasn't actually supposed to happen. I swear to God, film bros are gonna start saying this movie is like sick and Pauly Shore is a genius. Yeah, the skitty, skitty, skitty line is actually like improv. Yeah, he just said it, and there's actually nobody else in the voice booth like when he was recording because that's how little they cared about this movie, so they just kept it in. Yeah, he's a genius. Oh, you're gonna have a shower? Okay. Without me? What the fuck? So now we cut to the first circus show with Pinocchio. The show started, but the crowd is already pissed off.
It's anything like last year. I want my money back.
I love hating something so much that you buy tickets to it again just to see if they've improved. You guys suck! But I have faith.
I want my money back! I've seen this before!
How have you possibly seen that before? A cat shooting an apple with its finger? Are you fucking kidding me? I've seen this before! Show me a nose growing right in front of me, then I'll be impressed. Okay, so the crowd is freaking out. They're fucking going crazy. They hate it. They hate the circus. And then Pinocchio shows up. Because who would possibly save a circus show out of the kindness of their non-existent heart? Pinocchio would. And also Pinocchio would. So he goes around and does his routine while he's absolutely dripped the fuck out. And the crowd goes wild. The crowd goes absolutely buck wild, which causes Magifoco to just praise Pinocchio for his incredible performance.
You outdid yourself!
Things are going pretty good. I hope this Magifoco guy doesn't turn out to be a bad guy.
Congratulations, and welcome to our gang. Whoop! Whoop.
Oh man, looks like there's gonna be some conflict in this movie after all. Whoop. Now we get to watch Bella do her gymnastics/singing performance, and I will say I was watching this movie on 2x speed because I hated it so much and I wanted it to be done as quick as possible, but this was my favorite scene to watch because it was just her spinning around super quick. I laughed really hard. Now we get a nice montage of Pinocchio traveling across the land, performing in the circus, and everybody just fucking loving him and just eating him up. Not literally eating him up, you know, they're not beavers. You know what I mean? Beaver, I hardly know. And this is where we find out that Pinocchio has a crush on Bella, obviously. I say obviously, not like obviously he does because she's so fucking hot. I say obviously because she's the only girl in this movie. But it's weird because we haven't seen them in like a scene together that would give the impression that he likes her, you know? It was just a montage of them performing in a bunch of circuses, and then Pinocchio was just like, yeah, I'm in love with Bella, and that's the movie now. But anyways, Tybalt is being one hell of a wing horse, and he tells Pinocchio what he should do to win Bella's heart.
Invite her for a walk on the beach. Just look how beautiful it is out there.
Yeah, look at that beach, dude. I love going to the beach, man. I love it. I'm a beach rat. I am. Laying down on the hot cobblestone, getting run over by a fucking horse-drawn carriage, dude. Fucking beach vibes, man. So right before Pinocchio goes into Bella's room to profess his love for her, Bella overhears Mangiafoco talk about some shady business, and she doesn't want Pinocchio to get hurt, so she does this.
Who's there?
It's just me.
Get out! Leave! I don't even like you!
Now the cat and the fox, they corner Pinocchio and say that Bella will never love him because Bella needs a man's wood, you know, not a wood man. So now the movie is based around Pinocchio becoming hellbent on becoming a real boy so Bella will fall in love with him.
I want to be like everyone else.
And that's a huge issue I have with this film. The original Pinocchio wanted to become a real boy for himself. If anything, if he was doing it for another person, it'd be for Geppetto. He didn't want to become a human just so he could, you know, get with some girl that he just met. But hey, what do I? Right after Pinocchio has this realization, some circus clown comes out of nowhere and tells them about Lucilda.
She's been living a secluded life as she grew tired of people who only seek love and wealth. I'm sure she could turn you into a real boy.
Okay, so if Pinocchio goes and finds Lucilda, he can become a real boy. Sure, whatever. But this next part is super interesting because I think they messed up during the voice recording and they just like missed it while they were editing. Listen to this next line and let me know what you think.
But be warned, Pinocchio, they say. The mountain pass that leads to a house is believed to be by evil spirits.
I don't think that is a correct sentence, right? I think they meant to say believed to be haunted by evil spirits, right? Instead of believed to be by evil spirits. That doesn't make sense.
Is believed to be by evil spirits.
If the path was by evil spirits, like a bunch of evil spirits got together to like build a path, like to just build a road, that's some awfully nice behavior for evil spirits, you know what I mean? Aww. So Pinocchio and Tybalt leave to go find Lucilda, but the cat and the fox, they want to follow them and ambush them and try to rob them because Pinocchio's been making a fucking killing, you know, traveling, touring, making a bunch of money. So on their journey, they stumble upon this like circus tent, and inside they think that Lucilda is in there, but it's actually the cat and the fox trying to trick them. The cat tries to like rob them at gunpoint, but they escape. It doesn't really work out, but I want to show this one scene because it made me laugh really hard.
So long, Butterface.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it was Pinocchio who said that because I was under the impression that like a butterface, like that person's a butterface, right? Oh, they're so hot, butterface, right? If they have like a hot body but an ugly face. Super fucked up thing to say, but that's what I think that means, right?
So long, Butterface.
So it's so weird to be held at gunpoint by this furry little pudgy cat freak, and the first thought in his head was to be like, you got a fucking hot ass body though, dude. Whatever, they end up making it to Lucilda's house.
Of course, I've noticed that you are a puppet. I may even know who created you.
Pinocchio, I'm the one who burdened you with the curse of existence because I thought it'd be a good story. So they end up asking if Lucilda can turn Pinocchio into a real boy, but she says,
I'm sorry, my sweet boy. I'm afraid there is nothing I can do to help.
And they're super bummed, but Literally, I don't fucking care because there's another fuck up with the voiceover that I thought was really funny. I don't know if they like forgot to get the voice actor to like re-record a line, but I'll just play it. It sounds really weird.
Remember this, the best miracles in this life always happen without any help from us, fairies.
Oh, without any help from us, fairies. Like, she doesn't sound like that at any other part of the movie.
Don't get discouraged just yet. Without any help from us, fairies.
I don't know what is wrong with it, but it sounds like they went to like text-to-speech MP3 downloader and like used the Borat voice. Now we cut back to Majifoco. He's screaming at the fox and the cat because he's upset that Pinocchio will find Lucilda and become a real boy, and that'll be bad. Because who gives a fuck about a regular acrobat? That's not impressive. They need to be made of wood.
Do you really believe in magic, boss?
Dude, I hate how skeptical people are in this movie. Like, okay, never mind. Let me rephrase that. I hate how skeptical cats are in this movie. It's almost like he's constantly saying how weird and unbelievable everything else around him is, just so he can, like, deflect any attention away from the fact that he's a talking cat with a gun. Pinocchio's so weird. He's a talking wooden puppet, and that's the weirdest thing any of us have ever seen. And come on, do you really believe in magic? Everything around us is totally normal. Well, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go shit in a box and then put my leg over my head while I lick my asshole. Alright guys, we're getting to the end. It's about to get fucking crazy. Pinocchio and Tybalt get into this crazy argument because Pinocchio wants to head back to the circus and warn Bella about all the shady business that's going on in the circus.
We have to go back to the circus.
Because they know about it now somehow, even though we don't know yet as the audience. They're arguing because Tybalt just wants to go home back to Geppetto.
We have to get out of here as soon as we possibly can.
So they split up.
I don't need you anyway.
For 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
That's it. And then Pinocchio gets captured by the cops from before and Tybalt comes to the rescue. Like, usually in movies, when something like this happens, when the two main characters, like, split up, think like Rush Hour, Rush Hour 2, even Rush Hour 3, probably. They split up for a while, right? For some reason, and until the end, where they come together, they put aside their differences, and they save the day, right? But no, this was fucking 4 minutes of them just wandering around. And then Tybalt, out of nowhere, was like, you know what? I changed my mind. Which seems to be a common theme in this movie anyway.
You're too young and too gullible. You can go.
And like I said before, as an audience member, like, I didn't know what the circus was doing. Like, I didn't know the shady business. Like, I didn't even know that they were doing anything shady until, like, right now. Like, it was so confusing. I watched this movie, like, twice now, and up to this point, they don't tell you anything about the shady shit that's going on. Mind you, I was hardly paying attention, but still. It's just so weird that, like, they're heading back to warn Bella about all the bad stuff they're doing when we don't know anything about the bad stuff they're doing, right? Bella, you have to come with me. These guys are dangerous. I think.
I'll tell the whole truth about what you're really doing.
What do they do?
Every one of you will go to jail.
What do they do? Fucking tell me. Okay, so they end up throwing Pinocchio in a jail cell made of wood, which is honestly kind of fucked up now that I think about it. He's in a prison made out of his own flesh. But hey, aren't we all? But it turns out they also captured Geppetto too somehow.
My son.
But don't worry. Tybalt saves the day. They're only locked up for like 30 seconds.
Tybalt, you found us!
And now it's time for the big finale. Pinocchio and Tybalt do their awesome show at the circus. But now they end the show a little differently, okay? They break out into this big song and dance, and this is how they reveal Majifoco's plan to the audience.
Me and my friends have prepared a little song for you to enjoy.
So now we get to find out what they've been doing at the very end of the movie. Apparently while the show is going on, the members of the circus go off into the town and steal from the empty houses of the audience members. But how the fuck do they do that if they're also performing at the circus while the show's going on? But again, Also, it's so weird of them to reveal this information to the audience in song form.
While the audience is watching us, the thief walks down the street.
Just stop the show and be like, hey, they're stealing your shit, go home. Like, if I was in that crowd and I heard them just sing all that stuff, I wouldn't know if they were being serious or not, you know what I mean?
There is a bomb about to blow. It'll definitely ruin the show. Please leave before it's too late. If you stay, you'll surely meet your fate. Stop dancing. I'm not speaking in code. There's a bomb and it's gonna explode.
Okay, so a fire breaks loose somehow, and Pinocchio ends up sacrificing himself to save Bella's life. And he gets dragged out of the circus tent, and everyone thinks he's dead. Until Bella cries one single tear onto Pinocchio's dripped out gold shirt, and then he becomes a real boy.
Don't you remember what I said? Every Everything comes in due time, Pinocchio.
That's not what you said.
Without any help from us, fairies.
Okay, so I'm just gonna try to figure this part out, because it doesn't really make sense with the lore of the film. So I guess since he showed bravery and he put Bella's needs before his own, that's what made him become a real boy. But that wasn't, like, he didn't know that's what he had to do from the start. Like, that was not clear at all. The original Pinocchio, he knew from the very beginning, and the whole movie was based around that. Like, that whole struggle of trying to do that, and then finally doing that. Like, this makes no fucking sense. Also, I'm gonna play what that clown said earlier about Lucilda.
She's been living a secluded life as she grew tired of people who only seek love.
She fucked off because she was sick of people. I'm sweating so much. Look at how fucking worked up I am about this movie. Fucking Jesus Christ. Ew, man. Pinocchio can't do that shit, though. Lucilda had all those evil spirits build that road for her, and then she moved off, like, far away because she wanted to be secluded, because she was mad that everybody just wanted, like, money or love. But Pinocchio did this for love, and now he's rewarded for it. Now he gets the thing that he wants. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
I'm really human?
But anyways, now there's a weird plot point where we find out that Bella's real dad is the police officer from before.
You are my father.
Yes. And now the movie ends with the new circus show, free of crime. And honestly, dude, I don't know how they did it, but the real version of Pinocchio, like the human version, is way fucking creepier than the wooden version. So honestly, that is a technical feat, I think. Genuinely impressed. So there's Pinocchio, a true story. I get, remakes are gonna happen. I feel like at a certain point, just make a new story. You know what I mean? This isn't a new film to me. This is just a weird version of a movie I've already seen. And to be honest, this isn't the Pinocchio that I know and love. I know I said it already, but the original Pinocchio is so much better. He didn't want to become a human for someone else. He did that for himself. Like, what does this movie teach us? You should just change who you are as a person to get with the person that you like? Oh, good message. Good job. You know what? The original Pinocchio would fucking hate this new Pinocchio. He would hate his guts. I think he would hate him enough to write a whole diss track about him. And it'd probably sound something like this.
Oh, you think you're the real Pinocchio? That's a fucking lie, dude. Here's a true story.
Hey, look. I'm sick and tired of these bitches thinking they the ones. My body's made of paper. You know I got the funds. You got nothing, boy. I'll smoke you like a chimney. For you it's crickets, and I ain't talking Jiminy. I'm pushing Pias in Pinocchio. There's a line for my ride out in Tokyo. You living in the backwoods, but you know we smoking those. If you had a parachute, bitch, I would be poking holes. Knock on wood, bitch, you know the sound. I'm a baby wooden boy, but I'm not kidding. I got no strings to hold me down. Get Bella on my face, I'ma start fibbing.
Thank you, Daddy.
You know, when I was stuck in the belly of that sperm whale, I was like, hold up. This isn't a sperm whale. It's your mom. Get these nuts, motherfucker. There's only room for one, you must die, John Tucker. I say you need to calm down, just like Taylor Swift would. I'm a Trojan horse, bitch, you just some driftwood. You think I'm done, bitch, I'm going round two. I'm bound to pound you under the ground, dude. Sound cool, not to you, but everyone around you. Call you waterlogged, cause I just fucked around and drowned you. Hey, let me ask you equestrian. You're holding all these L's, bro, you're probably sore. I want all the drama, just call me a thespian. But why the fuck you got the voice of Pauly Shore? I'm gonna spray you like that cap, you ain't never coming back. Getting splinters while you're sucking on my wooden ball sack. You an acrobat good cause you about to get jumped. Why you thought you had a shot? I'm stumped. Or maybe he wouldn't write a diss track. Alright, let's hear a word from today's sponsor, Inkbox. If you've never heard of Inkbox before, listen up, Patrick. Because you're probably living under a rock. Inkbox tattoos with 4Now ink last 1 to 2 weeks and fade away as your skin naturally regenerates. They're applied easily, right at home, no needles required. All you have to do is wipe your skin with the included primer wipe, stick the tattoo on your skin, leave it on for 1 hour, and the tattoo fully develops over the next 24 hours. It's that easy, man. And unlike other temporary tattoos, Inkbox tattoos actually look like permanent tattoos, as you can see, and they also don't wash away when you're having a shower. And folks, when it comes to what you can get tattooed, the possibilities are endless. You can shop thousands of designs from their global artist community, or simply create your own. Or if you're feeling extra creative, you can use their tattoo marker and draw your own tattoo on your skin yourself. And listen, I don't know about you guys, but I am so excited for prom this year. I'm really nervous, but I'm excited. I mean, I'm not going because I'm 27, but if this was 10 years ago, dude, I think I would use Inkbox to make prom even more exciting. You want to stand out and make your friends jealous of how badass you look? Get a bunch of Inkbox tattoos, man. Or hey, if you got your eye on that special someone, but you don't know how to ask them to be your prom date, Inkbox has you covered with an entire promposal kit and corsage tattoos. Yeah, I doubt they'd say no to that promposal. If they do, it's their loss. Folks, Inkbox is so great for so many reasons. But for me personally, I just love being able to test out a tattoo in a certain place on my body before I go and get it done permanently. You know, as I get older, I'm becoming more selective with the artwork that I put on my body forever. And I should have been like that from the start, but all good. But yeah, Inkbox has been a huge help on that front. So if you're thinking of getting a tattoo, but you don't know what it'll look like, Inkbox is the best bet. Also, a lot of you know this, but before I was a YouTuber, I used to work at Inkbox full time. I've seen what they do firsthand, and I can honestly and genuinely say that they're an amazing company that really cares about artists and just self-expression in general. So, you know what? Click the dang link in my description and go try Inkbox for yourself, okay? You will not regret it. And tell them I sent you, okay? They'll know what that means. Okay, thank you so much to Inkbox for sponsoring this video. Back to me. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please press the like button if you enjoyed the video, because believe it or not, 1 like equals 1 wooden boy that I will carve. Yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know what you thought about the movie, if you've seen it. And also, you can press the subscribe button, because as soon as you do, you become a valued citizen of Kurtistown. If you didn't know, Kurtistown is the best place to live in the world, and I'm the mayor. So you have to be nice to me. It's the law. You can check the description for other things I do. You can get tickets to my tour. Fucking check out my podcast, my Instagram, Twitter, all that bullcrap. Thank you so much for watching. I would stick around, but I have to go. I'm gonna go run away and join the circus. Skidee, 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 skidee.
You're lying. Funding for Schaffrillas is provided by Squarespace, the sponsor of today's video. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. Well, it's the holiday season, so I figured it'd be
Shop Black Friday at Michael's now. Score up to 70% off thousands of items store-wide. Get epic deals on trees, decor, and...
Alrighty, well, hello, sinners. How are ya? On today's installment of the Letterboard of Truth, our quote of the day is... Psych! There is no Letterboard of Truth today. You just got pranked. Here's a life hack for you. Anytime you lie or do something bad, just say it was a prank. Then no one can get mad at you. Putting sugar in someone's salt shaker? Classic. Replacing your grandma's polydent with Gorilla Glue? Guilty. Hitting on young college students when you're 31 years old? Learn to take a fucking joke, dude. I wouldn't know anything about that last one, but famous YouTube prankster Steven Shapiro might. One thing you gotta know about Steven is that he loves a good prank. He's been on the platform for over 6 years, and his main channel's sitting at 2.6 million subscribers. Impressive. As an outsider looking in, I would say that Steven's pranks are hit or miss. Some of them are relatively harmless, like copying strangers' workouts at the gym or awkward dancing and modeling for strangers. You know, concepts where Steven is the butt of the joke and everyone can have a good laugh. Other pranks include giving service workers generous tips. Of course, we could argue about the ethics or motives behind giving away large sums of money on camera, but at least the target in this case is getting something good out of the prank, and I would much rather see Steven give strangers $1,000 than whatever this is.
Oh, sorry, I actually have a huge problem. So this is a hottie detector, and it scanned over you and it just went crazy, but I don't have your number.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Can we fix this problem?
Yeah, I hated that too. I'll say it. I'm a little weirded out. But yeah, the other half of Steven's shtick is trying to pick up girls on college campuses. Girls at least 10 years his junior, mind you.
I'm looking for my girlfriend. She was like supposed to be waiting in front there. Have you seen this girl? No, Should I get your number or?
I'm good. I did mention he's 31, right? Look, I'm trying not to be ageist against Steven. 31 is still young, but why are you, as a man in your 30s, trying to pick up college-aged women? You know, 18, 19, 20-year-old women? Quickly. Yeah, it's legal, but it's still weird. Can't wait for the inevitable age gap discourse in the comments. Excited for that. I've never understood the appeal of these sort of pranks. A good prank is when both people, the pranker and the target, can both find humor in it. But getting approached by strange men in public is the reality for a lot of women, so I fail to see the punchline. Well, listen, if I'm uncomfortable watching this, I can only imagine how Steven's wife feels. Oh yeah, you know Steven's married, right? Steven and his wife Meg have been together for at least a year and a half, and they tied the knot earlier this year. Congrats to the newlyweds. So if you're just as curious as I am about how Meg feels about her husband's pranks, they actually uploaded a video on their joint channel called Wife Reacts to Me Picking Up Girls. Ooh boy, if I had to guess, I'm sure it went over well. I'm sure Meg was very happy to watch her 31-year-old husband flirt with 18-year-old girls. I know I'd be. Otherwise, Meg, you need to learn to take a joke. Like, it's just a f***ing prank, bestie. Your husband is flirting with teenagers as a prank. What don't you get about this? I'm on the edge of my seat, and I already know this is gonna be a hard watch, so I can't wait to watch it together with you. But man, all this talk about pranks and marriage is making me thirsty. There's nothing like sipping on an ice cold glass of water, but let's be honest, it can get pretty boring sometimes. Water doesn't have a real taste, and sometimes we crave a beverage more exciting that'll still keep us properly hydrated. If that sounds like you should check out today's sponsor, Air Up. Air Up isn't just a water bottle. It's a hydration revolution that utilizes a process called scent-based taste. Let me explain. When you drink water through the straw, a slipstream is created. This transports water and air through the scented pod into your mouth. That's when you'll experience scent-based taste, the technical term for smelling through the back of your nose or smelling through your mouth. Air Up allows you to get the enjoyment of flavor without absorbing any unnatural chemicals, additives, or sweeteners. Feeling like a woman in STEM right now. I'm gonna try Air Up's mango passion fruit flavor, and I'll show you how to install the scented pod. I filled the water bottle up to the line already, and I attached the straw to the mouthpiece. That smells really good. Get a load of this. So I have it installed like this, and now I have to pull up the pod so I can get the full experience. This is what it looks like. All right, 1, 2, 3, Happy New Year. Whoa, holy crap, that's crazy. That's really tasty. With the holidays coming up, this is the perfect gift for your loved ones. You can use this Air Up water bottle every day, enjoy different flavors via scent-based taste, while also staying hydrated. Right now, Air Up is offering an exclusive Black Friday deal that doesn't stop at Black Friday. By clicking the link below, you'll save up to 40% on all orders. And make sure to check out their 3 limited edition bundles exclusive for the holidays. Again, if you want to try Air Up for yourself or gift it to a loved one, make sure to click the link at the top of the description for up to 40% off on all orders. Thank you to Air Up for keeping me and my sinners hydrated throughout the holiday season and beyond. If you don't mind me, I'm gonna chug the rest of my Air Up now. All right, go watch the video. This is gonna be a bit different from my reactions in the past, cause I'm gonna make this a drinking game. Every time I cringe, I'm gonna take a drink. I believe wild berry is on the menu today. Pretty good. Although I'm a sober Sally, feel free to play along at home with the beverage or substance of your choice responsibly. And if you're not old enough to consume a certain beverage or substance, you better put the shit down now. Or feel free to get yourself an Air Up bottle via the link in my description. And if I do this again sometime in the future, we can match. How cute. All right, let's watch Steven and Meg's marriage crumble over the next 10 minutes and 14 seconds. Ugh, cowabunga.
I am the ghost of Cashback Past, here to help you save with Rakuten. We'll shop the sales. Yes!
What up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing a video that we've done twice now, but now we're gonna
You've done this twice? You've put your wife through psychological torture twice now? I mean, like, at a certain point, you gotta realize, like, hey, maybe this is a little fucked up.
But now we're gonna do it for the first time when we're actually married.
So instead of disrespecting my girlfriend, now I'm gonna disrespect my wife.
All right, this scene, I'll paint the picture for you. Make me Bob Ross, Jason. Jason.
Not the Bob Ross edit. This water's gonna go down very quickly.
I just want to let you know that you kind of did something to my eyes earlier, because I just can't take them off you, and I don't know, maybe it's the like bright yellow color or something.
Oh my god. This girl is just trying to enjoy her fucking day at the beach, and this geriatric creep comes up to her and he's like, babe, I can't take my eyes off you. Your swimsuit caught my eye. You're just so beautiful. Bestie Meg, I hope you got a prenup.
Or your beautiful smile, I don't know.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
You're really complimenting her. She's getting a lot of compliments. Yeah.
Meg is trying to play it so cool, but you can tell that she is fuming on the inside. Bestie, I get it. You have every right to feel that way. Holy shit.
I don't know if this is like...
Round one, fight.
I feel like...
If I had to fight with an 18-year-old over my husband's attention, I'd be gone. I'd be out of there. What happened to wedding vows? Like, you'd think as soon as you tie the knot, you would stop this behavior. You could tell this guy peaked in college.
Lately, I've been not even like jealous, just like feeling more intensely when other people find Steven attractive than I used to.
The word you're looking for is disrespected, disregarded. The fact that she's been feeling it more as of recently, you'd think that her own husband would listen and be receptive to her feelings. I mean, it's not like he only does flirting pranks. He has a whole, repertoire, a whole Rolodex of other prank ideas he's done in the past and do well. So, like, why do you still have to go flirt with college-age women to boost your own ego? I think I answered my own question.
Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. Completely forgot what I was gonna say.
Where do you think he puts his wedding ring when he films these?
But is it cool if I get your number?
I'm not looking for honestly anything.
Yeah, no, me neither. That was stupid.
But no, I can give you my number. I just don't want to give you like
false hope.
Her facial expression right now communicates more than anything she could possibly say. Run, bestie.
Here you are.
All right, I love you. Or is that too much?
A little bit.
A little bit? All right.
Yeah.
Well, I still love you. See ya.
What the actual fuck? Even if he was single, this would be so cringy. But just like being in a relationship, let alone married, like the government legally recognizes that you like each other and you're still doing this shit. Unbelievable.
Look at that. 46.5 million in checking and 21 million on a mortgage loan.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Sorry. I'm sorry. What's your name?
I would just like, if this was me, I would have such a hard time believing that. Like, why are you walking around a college campus asking for my number if your bank account was 46? Like, why would you not be off in the Cayman Islands or I don't know. Like, why would you be on ASU's campus?
Why are you on ASU's campus to begin with? Period. Not just because he has $46 million or whatever the fake screenshot said. Why are you there? That's my question. Leave colleges alone. I noticed that a lot of these pranksters make college campuses their stomping grounds. But like, I don't see this as anything other than you being a menace. You trespassing on this college's property because you're not a student there. You don't work there. You're not a prospective student there. So why the fuck are you there? These women are paying thousands of dollars a year just to look forward to being stalked and harassed and flirted with by a 31-year-old man. Ridiculous.
Hey, question for you.
Oh boy, this.
You got a boyfriend? You need one who can do this?
That is actually what I'm looking for exactly. Those
Really?
are the requirements, yeah.
Nice. What's your name?
Brinley, what's your
Nice.
name?
You can call me yours.
That's pretty.
Or Steven.
I'm Steven, you can call me yours. Shut up. Shut all the way up. This would still be creepy even if he was a college student there, even if he was these girls' ages. It's just like, this approach is so tacky to me. Maybe I don't get this because I don't date men, but if anyone approached me with some shit like this, I wouldn't be able to take them seriously. Meg, stand up. Gotta get out of there. Your husband's a weirdo.
What are you doing?
Just looking for you.
31 years old. 31 years old. 31-year-olds can have fun, but like your prefrontal cortex is developed, babe. So what's your excuse? Have fun with people your own age. Oh my God.
This is like literally the perfect scene.
Babe, this is literally the perfect scene because I'm getting these 18-year-old girls' numbers. Yeah, it's the perfect scene because your ego is getting stroked. That's why. I'm gonna be doing some armchair psychology real quick. Let me just say, I don't know what their marriage is like outside of this video. We've only watched 3 minutes of them so far, and that's not a fair glimpse into their marriage. But part of me feels like Steven still does these pranks because since Steven is tied down now, under normal circumstances, he wouldn't be able to approach pretty women he likes. But if he says it's a prank, then he has justification to go up to these women and flirt with them. Does that make sense? It's plausible deniability because any concerns Meg brings up, I don't know if she brings them up later in this video or behind the scenes, Steven could just say, oh babe, that was for a video, it was just a prank. But in my opinion, he's using these pranks as an excuse or a way to make sure he still got it, that he still got it with the ladies, even though he's tied down. You could try not flirting with women when you're married? Does that sound good? Is that too hard to ask?
Just toss, cuddle, and brush it off. Brush it off with Bounce Pet.
I would probably react the same way. Like, this is really entertaining and I can tell you're gonna be a goofy guy. Like, I would go for it.
He's so silly. You know, this guy is so silly and goofy by having a whole ass wife at home, yet still prance in the streets like he's a single man. But it's for content. It's a prank. He's so silly. That's why he's silly. It's a prank. He's so silly and goofy.
I'll put SCSU next to my name.
Perfect.
Don't want to get confused with your other ladies.
That's true. All right, I love you. Bye.
Unbeknownst to you, ma'am, miss, there are other ladies. One particular one important one actually. His wife.
If you combine all the views it's gotten from like Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, etc., it's probably like 30 or 40 million.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Babe, I disrespected you in front of 30 to 40 million people. How crazy is that? Gotta give a sip for that. Yeah, I'm picking up teenage girls' numbers, babe, but like, think of the views.
You were so attractive that you looked like, you know, you get feeling when you go, and you're like about to take the subway, and the train comes like right.
This is in New York, by the way.
Now I'm flirting with girls in New York City.
We can fall in love before you head back to Phoenix.
And she lived in Phoenix.
She's from Phoenix. How funny.
Oh, great. This other girl you flirted with is from our area. I don't know. If it were me, the amount of views these videos get isn't worth disrespecting my partner. I would never do this to her because I respect her too much. I don't know, if the coin were flipped and my girlfriend was the one on YouTube and not me and she was doing shit like this, I would feel so disrespected and also embarrassed. This is embarrassing. At the end of the day, who gives a fuck if this is getting millions of views? This is affecting your real life relationship with someone you love. So stupid.
Hey, excuse me?
Were those black socks and black Crocs on the beach? You gotta take a sip for that. Don't get me wrong, I love my Crocs, but like, not like that. I know, it's giving black Air Force energy.
Is this when I was there with you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Did you see this one?
She was there when he was... So not only are you subjecting Meg to rewatching these pranks in a video for your public subscribers to see, she's also had to witness this in person. Oh, but like, it's just a prank, so it's fine. Gotta take a sip for that. That girl was clearly sleeping or trying to relax. She had her hat over her face. Like, what else could she do to let other people know that she's not interested in being approached? Bessie's just trying to enjoy her day at the beach. Gotta take another sip for that.
I think this is what stemmed me starting to feel a little, like, not even jealous. I don't know what the word would be to describe it, but like, I've never seen Steven do these in...
Disrespected. Like I said, that is the word you're looking for. Oh, big fucking sip for that one. I'm like speechless right now. Are the straights okay? That's crazy to me. Like, your wife has to watch you flirt with women for content. Like, you can't even enjoy a beach day with her. That's insane. That's... Like, I have to laugh and cringe. Ugh.
But now that I've like seen it happen in front of me, it's a different feeling for sure.
We're already through half the bottle. Not even halfway through the video. Also, look at his f***ing face. Are you fucking kidding me? You're getting annoyed because your wife doesn't like you flirting with women in front of her? We are in the bad place. Like, I'll say it, we are officially in the bad place. Listen, if Steven has anything, he has the gall. He has the gumption, the audacity.
He's actually training in work, and he alerted right here. So I was just wondering if he could just take a couple sniffs.
She's like actually concerned.
He's training. I'm sorry. What's your Scout's just sitting there like...
Ugh, no one wants to see your white, stinky tongue, dude. Like, come on. I need to take another sip for that. So this has kind of become a pet peeve of mine in recent years. Maybe it's just because I'm a cat person. I think it's a little presumptuous to just like bring your dog in someone's face like he did with that woman laying on the beach, because you don't know how people are going to react to dogs, if they have an allergic reaction or if they are scared of dogs or don't like dogs, especially when you have a big dog like that. Like, I'm sure his dog is very nice. I do love and appreciate dogs, but like, I don't like when dog owners let their dogs get in strangers' faces. Does that make sense? Am I just a hater or am I right? Let me know.
It's like a little goober. He's got his big tongue out.
I will give credit where credit is due. That is a very cute dog.
He's actually training to find the prettiest girl on the beach.
Yeah.
This video is just a compilation of me making weird noises. I lose control a bit when I start cringing too hard. Just watch. Someone's gonna make a compilation of all the noises I make in this video.
My cousins actually live around the corner. I'm visiting them.
Oh, sick. That's your cousin? From where?
I think that was his attempt at a joke.
Steven. Scout's just like...
Ooh, she forgot your name. Ouch.
Don't try to bring me down.
You could tell his ego was so bruised there. I guess I was right earlier when I said that Steven does these pranks to make sure he still got it after being in a committed relationship for a while. Hit the nail on the fucking head.
The good thing, I have 25 Chick-fil-A sauce in my apartment now. Yes, what is your name?
She's like, okay.
Dimitri. Nice to meet you.
Love Dimitri.
I have your email.
Email? Email.
Yes. I have extra Chick-fil-A sauce now, but if you need that.
Okay, so on Sundays when I need it.
Yes, all right.
So valid.
That's it. You always need it on Sunday.
I gotta agree with them here. You know, homophobia aside, Chick-fil-A sauce kind of slaps. Like, what's more important at the end of the day? Marrying my partner who happens to be a woman, or having a delicious sauce for my chicken nuggets? I think you see where I'm going here.
Very pleasure.
Have a great day.
Pleasure.
Hey babe, here's me flirting with some teenagers, but with the Russian accent, so that cancels the disrespect out.
I'm gonna have to give you a violation, unfortunately.
Okay.
It's been called in. What's the first name?
Just like I said in the intro, I don't see what's funny about this, because this is a reality for a lot of women. Getting approached by weird men, making sure to reject them in the nicest way possible so they don't get murdered, because that's a thing for some reason. But it's a prank. It's a prank.
I'm gonna show you guys something, and when I show you, don't freak out.
Well, you see, I'm just giving out these tickets because you're just too damn sexy on this beach, and it's a big problem trying to clean the beaches out.
Sexy's an aggressive word.
Is it?
Like, he's so cocky. This is his ego boost of the week. Aggressively flirting with women, making your wife watch you aggressively flirt with women. It's like a power trip.
We're gonna go on a first date. You're gonna fall madly in love with me. I'll have decently mutual feelings.
Decently mutual. It's kind of harsh.
Gotta lay it out sometime.
Like, babe, you clearly don't understand my flirting style. I don't know about you, but I feel like the tension between the two of them has progressed over the course of this video.
Holy sh! Did you just come from down there?
Yeah.
Okay, the craziest thing.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to be my girlfriend right there, but I haven't been able to get in touch with her.
Okay.
Do you know, have you seen this girl?
Oh my god. Give me a break. The aggressive flirting is crazy. Watch out, if you go to college in Arizona, you'll have to look out for this guy.
Oh yeah. Can I get your number?
Yeah.
Love
She's
it.
pretty hair.
Meg, I feel your pain. You're trying to put on a brave face. You're trying to find humor in this. You're trying to look at it on the bright side by like complimenting the girl's hair. It's not any of the women's fault from the videos. There's clearly one common denominator here. This would be my Joker moment as a wife.
Go down with a coat barn.
Not the cowboy outfit. This might be Mason Ramsey.
I think you're real pretty.
Real pretty.
Real pretty.
Real pretty. Gotta pour one out for that.
Look at her shoes. Those are
Look at your
crazy.
shoes. Where'd you get those?
Your shoes, brother. They look like jeans and cowboy boots put together. Jowboy boots.
You know when you go to the eye doctor and they do the diabetes or whatever they call it?
Yeah.
Somebody.
Again, what is it with these college campuses?
I would highly doubt it.
Yeah.
Freshman? This girl's a freshman? So this woman is confirmed to be 18 or 19 at the most. And he's flirting with her. 31. That's the magic number for today. 31. Look at that smug face of his. I can't. Oh! I'm gonna do another drink for that. I'm gonna have to pee like a f***ing racehorse after this.
Been what, 9 years since you've been?
5 years.
Don't. Oh, God, the disrespect. Oh my God, look at his face in the moment. Does that mean in the time she's graduated or in the time she started college? I assume it's graduated, because if you don't know, if you look on Meg's Instagram, she just graduated with her doctorate in occupational therapy. What a f***ing queen. Steven is fumbling the bag so hard. I mean, he's got this stunning, hardworking, accomplished wife right next to him who's a f***ing doctor, and he's like f***ing that up because he wants to go flirt with teenagers. Talk about not appreciating what's in front of you.
I love it.
Do you?
No.
Yeah, I feel like your whole.
Of course she doesn't love it. Why are you surprised?
I don't know. Lately, I've been feeling a little more like, just like, don't look at my man. I don't know why.
All right, guys, thanks for watching the.
Oh my. Meg, run! Run for the hills, bestie. I really hope she got a prenup. What kills me about this whole dynamic is that she has tried so hard to communicate that she feels off about these flirting pranks throughout the entire video. And she tries to deliver it in the most gentle way possible to not bruise her husband's fragile ego. And he's not listening to her. He's making faces. He's laughing at her. I'm embarrassed for them. And we're gonna take another sip for that. Took another sip because I am truly embarrassed for them. Listen, while Steven's stalking around college campuses looking for the next 18-year-old he can aggressively flirt with, Meg's a f***ing doctor. She's a queen. Like I said, this video is only a glimpse into their marriage. If it's only a glimpse, I'm afraid to see the whole picture. And I'm gonna leave it at that. For old time's sake, I'm gonna take one more sip. That was f***ing brutal. Whew. I joked at the beginning of the video saying you can get away with anything as long as you call it a prank, and apparently it's true. I was right on the money. I really hope this isn't a common occurrence, but if you want me to react to similar content going forward, please let me know down below. And in general, if there's anything in particular you'd like me to talk about in future videos, I have a Google form linked in the description where you can submit your video ideas. But thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a tiny thumbs up and subscribe down below. Thank you to Air Up for sponsoring, I guess, the first installment of my Cringe and Drink series. I don't know, if you want me to do more of this in the future, let me know. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time with a brand new video. Bye! Oh, I gotta take a f***ing leak.
Ashley's Black Friday is going on now. Everything is on sale. Get up to 75% off holiday hot buys.
All right, there's some rumors going around. These letters here, people are commenting saying that I'm a virgin. Okay, they think that stands for virgin. Not that there's anything wrong with that, if that's what you are, but I am not one. Okay, I have a podcast called Very Really Good. Okay, Very Really Good.